Hatton scores a career high on Wednesday, putting up 22. But I want to talk to you because on defense, you work a lot with him as well, especially in the post. Where have you seen his growth here now in his fourth year?
Well, I just talked about how we have so many new guys. He's one of those pillars for us. He's one of those rare guys, a 4-year guy. He's been doing the same drills. He knows what's coming in the fall before we start. All the guys are asking him what we're doing next. So it's a tribute to him knowing the process and sticking to it. Some guys will break and not learn and not get better over years. He's gotten better consistently every year. Whether that's a big jump or a small jump, he's still getting better. And I think he's still got plenty of room to grow, and I'm really proud of where he's at so far as being a leader and captain of this team.
One of the things I've liked, you see him knocking down the outside shot, but I've liked his confidence a little closer to the basket where he's a little more assertive when he's got the ball near the rim. Would you say that's fair?
No doubt. Harry's always loved to shoot it. We used to have to tell him to calm down a little bit. But now he's, as an older guy, he's knowing when to shoot it, and that gives him confidence on the stuff we work on in the game. So, again, him and his development, both sides of the ball, has been awesome to watch.
All right, let's talk about defense here against Manhattan, the team that comes in averaging just under 96 a game. Their leading scorer, Jaden Winston, put up a career-high 29 5 days ago. Defensively, how do you counteract what they try to do?
You try to give your guys the best look they can get, in practice yesterday, give them the scout, let them know their tendencies, but know that we're going to have to guard. This will be a good test for our guys and playing a good basketball team with a lot of talented guys. And so, go into that. It's time to put out the effort and all the stuff we've done in the fall. We've guarded Mike James and Mississippi Valley State. They got two of them, so you're not going to be able to take a break, Hunter Erickson or Aaron Clater, because, you can switch off. You both got to guard for the full 40. So it's a great test for our guys. They got a lot of good scoring guards. They can change different style lineups, a big lineup, a small lineup. So it'll be a good test for us.
Coach, thank you.
Awesome. Go Buffs.
And when you hear Rob Jones talk about the switching off defensively, the players he's referring to, Devin Dinkins and Jaden Winston, when he's talking about the switching off, there is a little bit of a reference to what they did against James on Wednesday night. A lot of it was Hunter Erickson, and a little bit of a preview, I guess, of what you can expect. A lot of the defensive effort against Mississippi Valley State's best scorer, James, was Hunter Erickson, but you did see a little bit of Dre Bullock on him, who's shown to be a guy who can play very well defensively. You've seen a little bit of Aaron Hunk and Clater on him as well. So they've been able to mix and match defensive assignments in some of those roles. The switching off can be just as simple as, hey, you've got this assignment, but they worked on it earlier today, knowing the role of the other player that you may not dominantly guard, but know that if you're put in that position, that you've got to be ready to guard that player at any given time. Rainbow Warrior Countdown on ESPN Honolulu is brought to you by Kahala, the original Aloha shirt since 1936. Pick one up for yourself at one of 6 Kahala stores island-wide, or visit kahala.com. Let's check on the Big West Conference scoreboard real quick. Outside of basketball, Rainbow Wahine volleyball loses tonight at UC Santa Barbara in straight sets. Set scores there, 25-19, 25-12, and 25-22. Hawaii remains in 6th place in the Big West Conference, which if the season ended today, Hawaii would be in with its 7-8 conference mark, but that is one game up on UC Irvine. Hawaii plays Cal Poly tomorrow. Cal Poly is 12-3, second in the Big West. Lots of implications for Hawaii, who, if it finds itself in a tie with UC Irvine, the Anteaters would hold the tiebreaker. So you could consider tomorrow a potential must-win for the Rainbow Wahine. Coverage here on ESPN Honolulu gets underway at 3:45 with Rainbow Wahine Countdown. On the basketball side in the Big West Conference, as we go through that scoreboard, watching a couple teams coming in. The best record in the Big West coming into today had belonged to UC San Diego and UC Santa Barbara. Unsurprisingly, both of those teams at 3-0 entering Big West action today. Behind that, UC Cal State Bakersfield, Hawaii, UC Davis, UC Irvine, and UC Riverside all at 2-1 entering today. Cal Poly 2-2, CSUN 2-2, Cal State Fullerton 1-2, and Long Beach State 0-3. Of the games played today, UC Davis does improve to 3-1. A 77-73 home win today over Sacramento State. In that win, Connor Sevilla, one of the returners, 20 points, 4 threes, one of 4 players in double-digit scoring for UC Davis. Cal Poly falls to 2-3, losing on the road at Montana. Final score 90-82. In the loss, Peter Bondel, 21 points, 5 of 13 shooting. Caden Ward had 15. Jake Davis had 14 for Cal Poly. And CSU Bakersfield, a team rocked with so many changes in the offseason, especially in coaching. They go to Ole Miss and fall 82-60 to the Ole Miss Rebels, who, by the way, are 4-0. Roadrunners now 2-2. CJ Hardy led CSU Bakersfield with 21 points, 11 points for AJ George. That's the Big West scoreboard with games that have taken place tonight. Coming up, you'll hear what Eran Ganot had to say after Wednesday's win over Mississippi Valley State, and we'll get you a little bit closer here to tip between Hawaii and Manhattan. You are listening to Rainbow Warrior Countdown on ESPN Honolulu.
When you got the hungries, go to Young's Fish Market in Honolulu. Young's Fish Market is your headquarters for an extensive menu full of local favorites. Get the Lau Lau plate, Kalua pig, or the beef stew. How about tripe stew, pipi kaula, lomi salmon, and squid luau. Get 10% off for Military Monday, Senior Tuesdays 60 and over, or every day for EMS, law enforcement, and firefighters. Just show your ID. Visit youngsfishmarket.com, home of the famous Wow Lao Lao.
One of the worst things about lung cancer is not knowing you have it. Typically, symptoms of this deadly disease don't show up until the cancer is at a point that may be harder to treat. That's why screening to detect lung cancer is so important. If you're 50 to 80 years old and you're a current smoker or quit in the past 15 years, talk to your doctor about screening. For more information, go to hawaiipacifichealth.org/cancer centers.
Join us for your first look at this year's UH Rainbow Warrior volleyball team at Beer Lab on South Beretania on November 18th. Meet the coaching staff and team as they gear up for another incredible season. Be among the first to see the official 2026 schedule reveal. Enjoy great company, beer from UH alumni-owned Beer Lab, and Ono Pupu provided by Ruby Tuesday Hawaii. Tickets include a Beer Lab drink ticket, pupu, and a limited edition 2026 UH volleyball poster. Get details and reserve your spot at espnhonolulu.com.
Approximately 40 minutes.
Taxes is feeling unwelcome. Now Taxes is an open door, literally, to new TurboTax stores. Meet our experts in person.
Hi, welcome in.
They're powered by Smart Tech and ready to do your taxes for you. Get real-time updates while you go about your day. Confident your taxes are done right. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. NYC opening soon. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
If you've been diagnosed with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, this is what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Imagine being a million miles away. Tremfya Guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy. With Tremfya, clearer skin is possible. In clinical trials, at least 70% of patients saw at least 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks. Results may vary. Tremfya is also indicated for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Call 1-800-526-7736 or visit tremfya.com.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Coming up, you'll hear what Hawaii head coach Eran Ganot said post-game after Wednesday's win over Mississippi Valley State. That coming up in moments. First, we pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is Rainbow Warrior Countdown on ESPN Honolulu.
ESPN Honolulu is Hawaii's sports leader. KKEA Honolulu, 1420 AM and 92.7 FM. Part of the IO family of companies.
Josh Pacheco with you from Banco Arena at Stan Sheriff Center. We are getting ready for Hawaii and Manhattan. The reason why we're still talking and you're not hearing starting lineups getting introduced is because the first game of the day between Utah Tech and Mississippi Valley State went to double overtime. Utah Tech won it by the final of 81-75. Ethan Potter, 22 points, 13 rebounds, a double-double for him. Chance Trujillo, who is a really good scorer for the Trailblazers, 12 points, 4 of 13 shooting. Madiba Owona, 16.6 rebounds for Utah Tech, 11 for Tanner Davis. And for Mississippi Valley State, who falls to, I think, 1-4 now on the year. 20 in the loss for Michael James on 8 of 21 shooting. 19 points for Daniel Mayfield with 9 rebounds. 12 for Dalkedrick Holmes. 10 for Lamont Sams. They did not have, they were not 100%. They had one of their better players from last year who was out once again due to a foot injury. So Utah Tech is 1-1 here in this event. Mississippi Valley State is now 0-2. Which one of these teams will be 2-0 heading into tomorrow night's matchup, depending with whoever they play tomorrow? We'll find that out coming up in just a little bit. After the 88-56 win against Mississippi Valley State on Wednesday, in which Hawaii kind of trudged along a little bit through the first half of the opening 20 minutes before running away, finishing that first half strong, shooting just over 57% from the floor in the first 20 minutes and finishing the game shooting 50%. Hawaii did have 3 players who finished in double-digit scoring, not only Harry Ruliadef, we talked with him earlier, but Hunter Erickson's 18 points, 11 for Yassi Toomey off the bench, who had a fantastic day in 15 minutes. 11 points was a perfect 5 of 5 from the floor, and 1 of 3 from the free throw line. And then the defensive effort. We talked about Michael James from Mississippi Valley State being their best scorer. Well, he was held in check to 4 of 16 shooting for the Delta Devils. He was still their leading scorer. He scored 11 points, but he had to work for it. 1 of 6 from outside the arc. 10 points for Patrick Punch on 3 of 7 shooting. 9 for Lamont Sams. He shot 4 of 11. Hawaii's defense held the Delta Devils to under 34% from the floor and 5 of 16 from outside the three-point line. And Hawaii killed them on the boards, 45-24, including 14-9 on the offensive glass. Second chance points, Hawaii outdid them there 15-7. And maybe one of the bigger numbers that doesn't get talked about as often is points in the paint. Hawaii won that battle 34-16. After the game, we talked with Hawaii head coach Eran Ganot about at what point in the game did he feel like Hawaii started to have a grasp on things? There was a point in time, I want to say it was about either 10 minutes or 8 minutes left to go in the first half, where it just seemed like the floodgates started to open. You started to see shots go down in bunches. What did you see kind of at that point that allowed things to kind of get out of, at times what felt like maybe a sludge?
Yeah, like I said, I think after the game, I really liked the way they came out of the gates. And that's a good teams start well, finish halves, start halves. We've done that pretty consistently this year, and that's a credit to our starting group. I thought we started off great. We finished the first half great. In the middle, it was sloppy. Most of the second half, it was sloppy. And I'm not trying to be negative. I'm a more positive guy, but like that's those moments can test you. You have separation. I thought we've done well. Like the other game, we separated. Go get him 30. Go get him 40. Go get him 50. Possession by possession. We didn't play, that was a good opportunity for us to continue to grow, and we didn't capitalize it to the extent we needed to. So we addressed it. I think overall you get your offensive numbers are pretty good, shooting the ball well again. We talked about the shot will fall. There were some positives there. Defensively overall, they banked in a couple of shots. But I think we had something to do with our lapses had something to do with that. We talked about it they're playing a little small at the 5. Good challenge for Fish. Go out and get a small ball 5. Let's test that. They had an elite score. We talked about, James, like a guy like him. You're not always going to limit them, but historically, we have done a good job understanding that they might get some points, but it's going to be on poor percentages. They're not going to get to the line. 4 for 16, 2 free throws, Great job on him. Obviously we're a young we're a young group in terms of playing together. We need to capitalize on the moment to continue to grow, get that killer instinct.
And that was largely Hunter Erickson defensively. I think Aaron had a couple possessions on him. What led you to kind of that matchup with Erickson going up against Michael James? Because I could probably say maybe 2 or 3 clean looks for him out of all of that. Not much.
Yeah, and I think Hunter's, again, in this group, what's nice is you're seeing some of that from Hunter. He guarded the driller the other day at East Texas. You're seeing some of that from Bullock. Aaron had him a little bit today. So I think sometimes the ability to start someone on a guy and then shift some other guys on him, fresh bodies on him, I think wore him down. That was encouraging to see. As you know, when they're running all this stuff for him, it starts with those guys. But I thought usually the team does a good job in terms of showing on ball screens, showing on pin downs, and so it starts with the point of attack, but is a team cover.
Speaking of attack, this is the second consecutive game where you forced the opposing team into foul trouble very early. I mean, and Coach Ivory had to make decisions on Patrick Punch, who had 3 fouls at a deep point in the first half. Daniel Mayfield was kind of taken out of the game for the most part in the first half. That work to the rim, is that kind of a strategy that your team has to try to force the issue and force the other team to have to react to that?
Well, it's early, and some teams have been better than others this way, but we have consistently been, like, if you look at the and obviously we want to add other areas, but we've always been consistently a defensive rebounding team. Last year, top 10 in the country, usually top 50. We have always limited assists. I think in the last 6 years, we're top 1 if you add them all, limiting assists. Limiting 3-point attempts. And again, this is a new group. We usually have some continuity, so we got to establish that again. The other is free throw rate. It's a big part of being good. We get to the line, and we got to make sure we don't let people get to the line too, but we get to the line, and so far early, because of the open, the 4 out, because we play inside in the post, because we drive it, we've been getting to the line. Now, we have played some teams that foul a lot. We noticed early that they only had 9 guys, so we wanted to wear them down with that as the game went along, and that would work in our advantage.
Let's talk about the 2 guys who set career highs tonight. Let's start with Aaron Hunkin-Clater. He previously had a career high of 3 assists. He obliterated that in the first half with 7. He finishes with 11. It seemed like maybe a slow start for him out of the blocks this year, but this was seemingly a much different Aaron Hunkin-Clater tonight. What did you see?
Well, he was aggressive. I think the shot will start to break out for him too. And I think, 7 assists, 1 turnover in the first half. That was a big part of it. And we took care of the ball. 11 or less is a goal for us. We've been better and better each game. Still have some sloppy ones, but he's guarding some really good players. He's running our team. He missed a month.
Yeah.
That's a long time, and couldn't do certain things. So a lot of benefit of the doubt there, getting the rhythm, and hopefully this was another step in the right direction. Just like with Gitas, you could see it's good to see him out there, obviously. But they're not quite where they were beforehand. They'll get there, and then they'll go beyond.
The other guy is Harry Rouleydef. 22 points, knocked down 3 threes, grabbed 5 rebounds in 27 minutes. I know he is a guy that you personally are so proud of, staying in the program, but also adapting and growing in his time in the program. How would you characterize his career high 22 tonight?
That's why he's the captain. When I say we were sloppy, he wasn't. He was consistent, and the greatest form of toughness is consistency, and he brought it, and we need guys to join the party with him there. As we have a new group in terms of new faces, but rising tide lifts all ships, and it's got to start with Harry, and then it's got to be from Hunter Erickson. It's got to be from Dre Bullock, Isaac Johnson. Gitas and Aaron are in their second year with us, but you got to bring it. Tanner Cuff is gone. He's still going to try to lead in his way. So sometimes you tell people, hey, we're not trying to get you out of character. Be the best version of who you are, but the best bring what is needed for them at that time. So if Cuff's out, then we all got to step up a little bit as leaders. And that was an opportunity right there. And Harry was excellent there.
By the way, talking about Tanner Cuff as a leader, I'm glad you bring that up, Sam, in Walk earlier today. Describe the way he's been contributing. He may not be on the floor, but what he's doing and contributing off the floor that maybe people don't see.
You can feel it. I mean, I got to tell him to get off the court because you got to be careful with balls flying or any of that stuff. But look, we are blessed to be able to play, and he can't. So his attitude's been tremendous, and you can tell how much would it hurt people who want to be out there. But he has chose to have a great attitude. Obviously, he's soon going to be in a recovery process. But your job, everybody's job is what we always say, like, your job is to do anything you can to help the team. So if this is taken away from you, what else can you do to help the team? And he's finding that. His presence, his voice, but he's not on the floor. So we're missing some on-floor, in-moment voice leadership, and we got to chip away at that.
That was Hawaii head coach Eran Ganot after Wednesday night's win over Mississippi Valley State. Of course, Tanner Cuff, one of the most notable names transferring in, played in those 2 exhibition games for Hawaii, averaged 8.5 points, 7.5 rebounds, 6.5 assists per game. But the unfortunate injury that took place in practice prior to the team leaving for Oregon kind of changed the trajectory a little bit of where this team would be going. But they're hoping that they can find ways to work around that and find his voice off the floor and find someone else's voice to elevate on the floor. Time to take a look at the injury report tonight. It's brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health, creating a healthier Hawaii. That's really what it is for Hawaii, is Cuff. And then, of course, not Harry Ruledeff, I beg your pardon. Gitas Namiksha still working to get back to 100% from that foot injury, but he's playing. He'll come off the bench tonight, as he has the first couple of games of the year. For the Manhattan Jaspers, really nothing on the injury injury front. It's really the eligibility conversation when it comes to Will Sidner. Sidner is out, and I haven't heard like an actual period of time with him, but he hasn't played this year. He was an all-MAC first-team unanimous selection coming into this year. They've also had some bad luck. Brent Rumpel is someone who was highly touted coming out of high school from Binghamton, New York. He's gone to 2 different schools, and he has barely played. Had a foot injury prior to his freshman season at St. Bonaventure. Didn't end up playing. Played in his redshirt freshman season there with the Bonnies in 2022-2023, and then went to Manhattan. Played for 5 games, started those 5 games, and then suffered an ACL injury on a non-contact injury that ended his season. And then when trying to come back in 2024-2025, he retore his ACL in the offseason, and he still has not come back. It's a bummer for someone that in some publications they were talking about him as maybe being one of the quickest guards around. He hasn't gotten to showcase that. He's a redshirt senior. What will get Hawaii to victory tonight? It's brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Get up and go. For Hawaii, it's the defensive intensity in the perimeter and trying to silence Jaden Winston and Devin Dinkins. But I look at the other matchup, which is Fraser Roxburgh, who is a sophomore from Melbourne, Australia. He averages 12 points and 8 rebounds, and he's not bad from outside the arc. He's coming off of a career-high 19 points on Wednesday against Utah Tech. He is certainly someone that maybe is not the highlight name, but is the potential name that you might want to pay attention to in case Manhattan is looking for someone else to kind of lead the way offensively. All right, are we ready to go? It's about time after a double OT game earlier between Mississippi Valley State and Utah Tech. We're ready to go for Hawaii and Manhattan. When we come back, lineups and tip here from Banco Arena at Stan Sheriff Center. This has been Rainbow Warrior Countdown on ESPN Honolulu.
Do you hear that? That is the sound of BMW performance without a single piston or cylinder. A generation of all-electric vehicles designed and built like no other. The BMW iX, i7, and i4 revolutionize every drive into a thrilling opportunity to feel the pure rush of BMW 100% electric. But isn't that what you'd expect from the ultimate electric driving machine?
Find your BMW today with a test drive at BMW of Honolulu.
Did you know emotional symptoms are common after a concussion? Anxiety, sadness, irritability? These feelings can make everyday life harder after a head injury. And if you've had emotional struggles before, recovery could take even longer. That's why it's so important to recognize and understand these symptoms are a normal part of healing. If you need help, contact a medical professional. Learn more at hawaiiconcussion.com. This message was brought to you by Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program, HCAM.
Artie Wilson takes it strong to the hoop with a fast break of guests that are inspiring and encouraging. Every Friday at 9 a.m., Artie brings his fresh takes on UH basketball and football, the NBA, and more. Hear exclusive interviews, and the phone lines are open for your opinions. Mahalo to Ultimate Innovations, Brain Health Hawaii, Aiea Bowl, the Kahala Clinic for Children and Family, the Alley Restaurant, Stretch Lab Kahala, Kailua and Honolulu, CNC Cabinets and Granite, and Artie Wilson and Associates.
Ted, I understand you have a brand new showroom 50 feet from your original location in the Waimalu Plaza?
We doubled our showroom size, and it looks spectacular. We now inventory more wedding rings, wedding bands, fashion jewelry, and loose diamonds. By being centrally located, we are now 25 minutes away from Kaneohe, Kailua, Mililani, Ewa Beach, Kapolei, and in town.
Pacific Diamond Wedding Rings, Hawaii's diamond experts, and Hawaii's only gem cutter. On the web at pacificdiamond.us.
Thanksgiving coming up fast? Don't stress the stuffing. Pagoda Banquets and Catering has you covered. Grab a festive turkey meal to go for 6 to 8 hungry folks. Hot, ready, and loaded with a 12 to 14-pound roast turkey and all the fixins like stuffing, pumpkin pie, and a lot more. Feeling fancy? Add prime rib, guava glazed ham, and more tasty upgrades. But don't wait. Orders close November 20th or while supplies last. Order online today at pagodahawaii.com. That's pagodahawaii.com.
Are you ready to prove you're the ultimate football fan? It's time for ESPN Honolulu's Pigskin Picks, brought to you by M. Dyer Global. Each week, pick the winners of NFL games for your shot at prizes. Weekly winners score a $100 gift certificate, and the grand prize winner gets a trip for two anywhere Southwest Airlines flies. Sign up today at espnhonolulu.com and make your picks every week. Pigskin Picks is your ticket to football glory.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
From Banco Arena at Stan Sheriff Center, it is night number 2 of the Outrigger Rainbow Classic. Hawaii with a 2-1 record, looking to make it 3 wins in a row as the Bows take on the Manhattan Jaspers out of the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. The Jaspers enter tonight's game with a 2-1 record. Welcome here courtside. I'm Josh Pacheco. Good to have you with us as Hawaii looks to continue to make moves here outside of the Big West Conference with some interesting games coming up on the schedule. Conference play is in about 4 weeks, or 3 weeks, I should say. Also for Manhattan, it's about 3 weeks away, but you've got some interesting games with Arizona State on the schedule coming up next week. Certainly, if you're the University of Hawaii, these games are about sharpening yourselves as you continue to get closer to conference play. Here's how both coaches built their starting lineups, brought to you by Hardware Hawaii. Customer first. In the backcourt for Manhattan, they've got Devin Dinkins. Dinkins averaging 14.7 points per game. He's a redshirt junior from Washington, D.C. at 5'10", 165 pounds. You've also got Jaden Winston. Winston, a junior guard from South Laurel, Maryland, at 6 feet tall, 160 pounds. At the other guard, it is Eric Oliver Bush, a sophomore at 6'5", 200 pounds from Trenton, New Jersey. Up front, Frazier Roxborough, a sophomore at 6'7", 215 pounds from Melbourne, Australia. And rounding out their 5, Marko Lubicic, a sophomore forward from Croatia at 6'10", 224 pounds. John Gallagher is one of the more hyper-energetic coaches that you will see in the country. He was fist pumping and moving around all over the place in the late stages of the Wednesday win against Utah Tech. Gallagher's in his 3rd season, helming the Jaspers. 26-38 is his mark there at Manhattan. Hawaii is wearing the retro uniforms, white jerseys with Hawaii scripted across the front, numbers and letters in more of that Kelly green color, the rainbow red, yellow, green, blue along the sides, top to bottom of the jerseys, the rainbow logo, the bottom right of the shorts, and right on that back nameplate of the jersey. Same lineup as we've seen all year long. In the backcourt, Aaron Hunkin-Clater, 6'3", 175-pound sophomore from Wahiwa. Hunter Erickson is in the lineup as well. Erickson, a 6'3", 200-pound grad student from Provo, Utah. And Dre Bullock, a 6'6", 190-pound grad student from Franklinton, North Carolina. Front court, Harry Rulidef, who set the career high with 22 points on Wednesday against the Delta Devils. Rulidef, a senior at 6'9", 230 pounds from Brisbane, Australia. And rounding out the five is the big fish, Isaac Johnson, 7 feet tall, 240 pounds, a senior from American Fork, Utah. Eran Ganot in his 11th season, a record of 173 and 119 at the University of Hawaii. This should prove to be a very intriguing battle, just because this is a little bit different of a kind of opponent than you would say what Mississippi Valley State was and what East Texas A&M was on Sunday. So how does Hawaii match up? And of course, worth noting, Hawaii, like Manhattan, having that day in between. So unlike in other tournament settings where you're reacting day to day to day to day, both teams get the advantage of having that day in between, knowing, okay, we know who we're playing. Now we have that extra day to scout and prep and prepare for that particular team. So maybe this is one of those games that helps ask the question, who did the most with their off day? We'll find out here shortly. Manhattan, green top to bottom, the checkerboard print black down the sides of the uniforms. Manhattan across the chest, numbers and letters in white with the names on the back. The MAAC conference logo on the left side, right in front of the shoulders. Our officials tonight, Jeff Campbell, Irvin Wilson, Kyle Stewart, as it will be Lubicic and Johnson getting ready to tip it up. Our opening tip brought to you by HGEA. Hawaii works better when we do. Balls in the air. Opening toss is corralled by the University of Hawaii as they attack the goal to our left, and we are a go here in Manoa. Hunter Erickson has it right side wing. Guarded man defense by Devin Dinkins. Gets it to the post in Rulidef. Turns middle. Left hand hook for Rulidef. Misses short. And the rebound, Roxborough has it for the Jaspers. Head coach John Gallagher putting his hands up, signaling out the half-court offense. Bounce pass on a cut. Finds Oliver Bush flashing right down the middle of the paint, and he gets a two-hand dunk to start things off for Manhattan. 2-0 lead, 35 seconds in. Hunkin Clater floats it right elbow for Isaac Johnson. Johnson squares, gives it back to Hunkin Clater, rubs off of him right up top for Bullock. Bullock drives left of the lane, goes up, floats in the air, floating two, that drops. And Bullock ties the game at 2 with 19-11 to play in half number 1. Dre Bullock, kind of a quiet night offensively on Wednesday, just 9 points. But he did a lot of other things to try to help the team win. Here's Oliver Bush, high right. Bullock on a man defense. High slot left, Roxborough against Rulidef. Drives him down to the low post, turns around, right-handed hook off the back rim, misses. Rebound grab by Johnson. Bullock on the run, right side of the court. Steps into a three straight away. That misses off the front rim. Rebound grabbed by the 5'10 Dinkins. Johnson slow getting up the floor. Manhattan gets up the floor, doesn't have the numbers, so Dinkins will slow it down. Gets the Lubicic screen. Dinkins leans in with the dribble. Goes up and under, rolls that off the rim, misses. Second chance tip, no. That was by Lubicic. And Hunkin Clater has the loose ball, jogging ahead across the midcourt line left. He'll center the floor. It's a 2-2 game, 18-21 left in the half. Left side corner, Bullock. He'll skip it right wing, Rulidef. Triple try away. That's good. Rulidef knocks down to 3 to get Hawaii a 5-2 advantage with 18:09 left here in the first half. Rulidef entering the game 4 of 10, so he's just below 50% on the year so far. Lubicic dribble handoff left for Winston, guarded by Hunkin Clater. Now uses him as a screener. He'll stop at the baseline, does Winston, brings it back out high left. Roxborough taking Rulidef off the dribble. Stops mid-block, brings it back out to Dinkins at the top with 5. Drives on Erickson, leans on him. Goes up, tries to go underhand, misses, but he draws the first foul on Hunter Erickson. And Devin Dinkins will head to the free throw line off the Erickson whistle. Devin Dinkins, who played his first couple of years at George Mason, didn't play his sophomore season, transferred over to Manhattan last year and was an immediate impact player, was the 6th man of the year in the MAC. Knocks down the first free throw. It's 5-3 Hawaii. And from the free throw line, very good. 90.5% entering the year. He goes 1 of 2 as he misses the second short. And the rebound, Harry Rulideff, and Manhattan putting up three-quarter court, full court pressure. Or three-quarter court pressure, not full court for the most part. They get it across with a second to spare with Johnson, and now back to Hunkin Clater. They'll set up the offensive set. Right in the midcourt circle. Hunkin Clater over Johnson's screen, gives it back to him straight away. Drives left the lane, leaning on Lubicic. Up with a left-hand hook, softly gets that off the window and gives Hawaii a 4-point lead. It's 7-3, 17-15 left in the turning first half clock. Winston walking his way forward. Looks left, finds Roxborough well away from the basket. One hands it near side now for Dinkins. Gets a Lubicic screen, uses it. Dinkins left of the lane, drives, goes around the baseline, kicks out right for Oliver Bush. Twists the lane, poked out of his hands, and a steal for Hunkin Clater. Hawaii's got a 4-on-4 ahead. They go to Bullock left wing. He'll take the three, and he knocks it down. Hawaii's second triple here in the first 3 minutes and change. It's a 10-3 Rainbow Warrior lead with 16:42 left in the first half. Hawaii getting transition points off of the steal from Aaron Hunkin Clater. Winston the other way. Dribbles over a screen from Roxburgh. Keeps his dribble right to the low block. Kicks out. Roxburgh straight away. Tries to drive on Hunkin Clater. Lost the ball on the dribble. Now gets it back and backs down Rulideff at the low block. Turns, leans, fades with the right hand. It's an air ball, but the putback from Oliver Bush slips out front. Rebound for Johnson. Hawaii got a break. Nobody boxed out Eric Oliver Bush. The other way, Bullock hangs in the air, misses the two in the paint, and will get a held ball between Roxborough and Dre Bullock. The possession arrow is going to give it to Manhattan. Hawaii with a couple of threes right out of the gate here in the first half. Those threes brought to you by Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union. So you see some early subs here. Terrence Jones is in for Manhattan. He came in, I think that was for Lubicic. It was, as Winston has the dribble, working to the far side of the court. Dribble handoff for Jones. Gets up center. Bounce pass near side, finds Dinkins. Off a screen, Dinkins driving left on Erickson. Gets to the rim. Scoop lane too strong. Rebound tipped loose on the floor. And Roxborough tried to throw it out. He couldn't. It ends up in Hunkin Clater's hands. He's got a 5-on-4. Can't find Johnson flashing forward. Out right wing, Erickson gets in the lane. Dishes out up top to Rulideff. He goes lane line drive left. Ball gets knocked out of his hands, but he draws the first foul on Eric Oliver Bush. It'll be Hawaii basketball in a moment. It's a 10-3 Hawaii advantage on Manhattan with 15:36 left to play in the first half. You're listening to Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Lex Brody's Tire Company would like to say thank you very much for supporting UH. Wear your favorite UH gear into Lex Brody's and get an extra 5% off tires, brakes, and most other services on top of LexBrodys.com Super Saver coupons. You're the best fans, and Lex Brody's voted #1 in North America is the best choice for brake repairs and to purchase tires. Please visit LexBrodys.com for additional details and to set an online appointment.
Thank you
Lex Brody's Tire Company.
You tackle an endless to-do list every day. It may seem like a thankless job, but you know better. It's the little things that matter most. That's why you'll appreciate the enduring value of the Michelin Defender tire. Designed for doers like you, Michelin's long-lasting tire keeps you on the go longer, so you have one less thing to worry about on your next road trip. Stop in today for miles of uncompromised safety and performance. Visit LexBrodys.com for the best tire value on Oahu. Thank you very much.
Lex Brody's Tire Company.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Hawaii leading 10-3 on Manhattan with 15:36 to play here in the first half. Dre Bullock's got 5 points, including a transition 3 to lead all scorers. Eric Oliver Bush with a rim rocker, the only field goal for Manhattan so far. A reminder, Rainbow Warrior basketball tomorrow, the final day of the Outrigger Rainbow Classic. Game number 1, it's Utah Tech taking on this Manhattan, it's Mississippi Valley State taking on this Manhattan team. That'll tip at 4:30. Second game, Hawaii against Utah Tech. We'll be on the air at 6:30 with Rainbow Warrior Countdown. Tip-off at 7:05 unless we get something funky in the first game. And we'll have it right here on ESPN Honolulu. Hawaii goes to the bench and brings in Gytis Namiksha for the first time, the senior from Lithuania at 6'8", 220 pounds. That sub brought to you by Dial Electric Supply. They see the light. Box formation here on the Hawaii inbound. Baseline left to the near side. It's thrown in for Harry Ruledeff inside the wing left. Hands it back to Hunkin Clater, the inbounder. Twists at the short corner left. He is grabbed around the waist by Jaden Winston, who somehow felt like he didn't foul Aaron Hunkin Clater. You are not allowed to put your arms around the waist of the opposing player, which he clearly did. Winston's first foul. That's the team's second. Inbound floated into Miksha. Drives right to the paint. Goes up for a difficult two. No. Roxborough was right there to contest the lay-in. And the rebound to Manhattan, who will bring it back left to right on your device. Winston walking forward. Pass inside the arc straight on Anthony Isaac, who just checked in. To Jones above the right side wing. Chest pass straight away to Winston. Winston rubs off of Isaac. Floater inside short. Left of the paint for about 6 feet. And here comes Hunkin Clater ahead, looking for Hunter Erickson at about the left wing. Threw it out of his reach and out of bounds. That's the first Hawaii turnover of the night. Hunkin Clater got up, kind of rubbed his right hand along his right leg after he gave up that pass. It's 10-3 Hawaii, 14:55 left in half number one. Dinkins between the circles, moves it around the perimeter left for Isaac in the slot. Out up top, Roxborough. Now back to the near side, Dinkins. Dinkins driving on Erickson, stops at the baseline. Tried to kick it inside. He does, finds Isaac. That misses. Or check that. That was Jones underneath who missed. Erickson brings it out into Miksha. Left corner, Bullock fakes from three. Jabs now, fires. Misses short. Rebound. Ruledeff can't win it. It goes out of bounds off his right hand. It will go back to Manhattan. Both these teams hitting a little bit of a rough patch offensively. Hawaii has not scored in nearly 2.5 minutes. Manhattan has not hit a field goal in their last 7 attempts. 10-5 Hawaii, 14-19 left in the half. Dinkins, high angle left. Moves it back right for Winston. Hawaii looks like it has moved. Well, they're going to stay in a man defense. Mid-range two from Roxborough misses from 16 feet right wing. Rebound, Dre Bullock. And he runs ahead near side. Jones waits for him. Bullock off the screen. Dishes inside for Ruledeff on the screen and roll. And Ruledeff gets it in. Left low block off with the pass from Bullock. Makes it 12-3 Hawaii. 13:50 left in the half. The other way, Dinkins trying to drive on Erickson. And Erickson may have gotten his hand in the cookie jar. And he did. He's going to pick up his second foul. And that will lead to Isaiah Kerr entering the game for UH. Erickson leaving at those two personals. I look at that defense Hawaii had in that last half-court possession. We've seen them try out a zone here and there. You might see it in this game. Inbound Roxborough against Namiksha. Had it almost poked away from Hunkin Clater. Recovers and throws it out for Winston between the rings. Winston over a screen. Keeps the bounce with the timer at 12. Drives on Hunkin Clater. Dishes underneath. Finds Isaac just sitting there waiting. Misses the shot. Second chance, no. Lots of Hawaii hands in the paint. And Kerr comes up with a loose ball. Hunkin Clater will push it ahead. Spins off his man. Gets a Ruledeff screen. Uses it. Now skips it up top for Bullock. Will lob it for Ruledeff. A little too high and out of his reach. Tapped off his hand and grabbed far sideline by Dinkins. Runs ahead and finds a cutting Anthony Isaac for a two-hand jam. Isaac just running right down the middle of the paint. Got right by his defender and had an easy dunk. 12-5 Hawaii, 13 minutes left in the half. Hunkin Clater drives, ran out of real estate, recovered it, and that's going to be a traveling violation. Hunkin Clater got stuck in the low post. Looked like he wanted to pass it out, turned his back to the basket. Ball didn't go anywhere. He tried to grab it and do something, and that's a traveling violation. Boy, a little sloppy here. 12-5 Hawaii. Both of Manhattan's field goals are on dunks with 12:51 remaining in the half. Dinkins. Bounce pass across left for Terrence Jones. Now far wing for Jaden Winston. Wants a screen from Isaac. He rejects it. Drives baseline. Slings it right side wing. Shot fake from Dinkins from three. He'll step back and fire over to Miksha. Knocks it down. Difficult three from Devin Dinkins. And he gets Manhattan within 4. 12-8 with 12:27 left in the first half. Manhattan hasn't shot the ball well. 3 of 13. But that was a big one right with Namiksha right in front of him. Namiksha, top of the arc, moves to the mid-block right, Rulev into the wing, Kerr. Kerr drives baseline. His two off the glass, no good, but he's bumped on his way up. And Isaiah Kerr will head to the free throw line. Foul's going to go on Anthony Isaac, his first. So Hawaii, for the first time, will make a trip to the free throw line. This trip to the free throw line brought to you by Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union for life. Isaiah Kerr's first foul shot, good. Hawaii 13, Manhattan 8. Yassid Toomey comes in for Harry Rulev. Toomey, the grad student at 6'10", 200 pounds from France. Nice night off the bench on Wednesday. Scored in double digits, didn't miss a shot from the field as Kerr hits the second free throw. Hawaii leads Manhattan 14-8, 12:05 here in the turning first half clock. Far side wing, Devin Dinkins out between the rings now to Isaac. Quick ball movement right side wing for Winston. Off a screen, finds Isaac running into the lane, goes around the rim right to left and is able to lay it in. Manhattan's had a couple of possessions where they've been using the screener. He's rolled to the basket and he's gotten right to the rim. It's 14-10 with 11:45 in the half. Hawaii's ahead. Isaac Finlinson with the basketball, top of the arc, crossover dribble to the near wing. Namiksha now wants to penetrate in the lane. Hesitates, kicks out left. Kerr open for three. Out the right rim. Rebound Namiksha. Nobody boxed him out, and nobody challenged him on the putback. Namiksha gets the two. Hawaii's up by 6. 16-10 Bows, 11:26 left in half number one. Walking forward, high left, Roxborough to the far wing, and Jones. Jones against Finlinson. Takes him into the paint. Hesitates. Fades from 10. Jones misses off the left side. Rebound grab by Namiksha. And outright is Hunkin Clater. Had his man on skates for a moment, but he settles it down. He'll get it outside the low block. Toomey squares on Isaac. Turns mid-block, throws it out to Namiksha. He'll drive toward the baseline. Namiksha underneath the rim. Settles, goes up for two, misses well short. Loose ball on the floor. Will get a foul. That's going to go against Namiksha. That's going to be his first. There'll be a Manhattan inbound at the baseline when we come back. 10:55 left in the first half. It's Hawaii ahead of the Jaspers. 16-10. This is Rainbow Warrior basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
This UH sports season, stay cool and go green with Malona Ice Cream. Malona's creamy, refreshing bars are the perfect treat for every Bows fan. And now, you can enjoy Malona's new pina colada flavor, available exclusively in Hawaii. Whether you're watching from the stands or cheering from home, beat the heat and treat yourself to Malona. Find your favorite flavors at Costco, Foodland, Safeway, and 7-Eleven stores. Go green and enjoy Malona, the coolest way to cheer on the Bows.
Did you know emotional symptoms are common after a concussion? Anxiety, sadness, irritability? These feelings can make everyday life harder after a head injury. And if you've had emotional struggles before, recovery could take even longer. That's why it's so important to recognize and understand these symptoms are a normal part of healing. If you need help, contact a medical professional. Learn more at hawaiiconcussion.com. This message was brought to you by Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program, HCAM.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Hawaii leading Manhattan 16-10. We've got 10:55 left in half number one. Immediately right into that timeout after the media stoppage, one of the first guys to speak in the Hawaii huddle was the captain, Harry Rulev. The coaches usually go out. They talk with one another before they go and talk to the team. And it was Rulev standing up in front of those who would normally be on the floor. Those who come off the floor, they're usually sitting right on the bench. And Rulev, who was on the bench at the time, got up, stood in front of them, didn't say a lot, but made sure to get whatever point across he had to across very quickly before the coaches took their turn with the clipboard. Hawaii in a little bit, I wouldn't call it a rocky start necessarily, but Manhattan's offense and some of the cutting that we've seen from the Jaspers getting to the rim has left a little bit to be desired from the defensive effort. And that's something that Hawaii certainly wants to key on here in this next section of play. 5 of the court for UH, Aaron Hunkin-Clater, Isaiah Kerr, Gitas Namiksha, Isaac Finlinson, and Yassid Toomey. And the inbound from Devin Dinkins gets into Jaden Winston. Manhattan going from left to right on your device. One-handed high right for Terrence Jones. Moves it back slot left to Eric Oliver Bush. Dribbles to the free throw line. 15-footer from the right side is good. And the Jaspers back within 4, 16-12 Hawaii. 10:35 here in the first period. Hunkin Claytor, man tried to draw a charge on an offensive foul. Officials didn't bite. Toomey, left high post, across right to Nemicha. Looks in, finds Finlinson flashing baseline. Missed the two. Put back from Toomey's no good. But Manhattan's going to be called for a loose ball foul here that will keep the possession with Hawaii. Fouls on Isaac. It's his second. It was a great look by Nemicha. Backdoor cut by Finlinson. Got him to the low post left to right. His two-point blank was no good. Toomey tried to follow it, missed it, but the officials, a very late whistle. They say it was a foul on the putback attempt by Toomey on the second chance. So Toomey to the free throw line shooting a pair, and he misses the first off the right rim. Isaac coming out with those two fouls, and Marko Lubicic back in. He started at the 5 spot. Second one for Toomey. That's around the front rim, and it rolls in. Hawaii leading 17-12, 10-21 and rolling here in the first half. Winston walking dribble across midcourt, guarded by Aaron Hunkin Claytor. Underhands it right, Dinkins, dribble weave between the circles to Terrence Jones. They continue it right for Winston, who now centers the court and gets a Lubicic screen. Winston keeps it, drives, lobs it left side wing. 3-ball from Dinkins. That's off the right rim, but we'll get a foul here on the rebounding attempt on Hawaii. That's going to be Toomey picking up the personal. His first. Fourth team foul against Hawaii as we're 1 second away from the official midway point of the half. And Hawaii will bring in a number of subs into the front court. Toomey and Nemicha leave. Ruleidef and Isaac Johnson head back in. Winston will inbound, baseline to our right, near side of the court. Gets it in for Oliver Bush, just below the right wing. He's guarded by Ruleidef. Bounce pass to the post, and Dinkins turning on Kerr, trying to get around him. Lots of body contact. Kerr called for the foul. He's arguing for a wraparound on Dinkins, but it's Kerr instead getting called for the personal. If you're Dinkins, you have to do a lot when you don't have the size advantage against almost anybody you go up against. In his case, 5'10 against 6'3, trying to gain some kind of advantage off the dribble. The officials gave Dinkins the benefit of the doubt. Inbound to Roxburgh to the right wing, and Winston, who steps back with the dribble. Hawaii got fortunate. Defender fell. Winston off a screen for 3 straight away. Misses. Rebound. Saved by Finlinson. Inbounds to Isaac Johnson. Hunkin Claytor is going to bring it across midcourt. Throws it between the rings to Johnson and back to Hunkin Claytor. Hawaii leading by 5. Hunkin Claytor drives left of the lane. Goes up for 2. Missed the bunny right around Roxburgh, who challenged him late at the glass. Up ahead comes Winston, drives, running 2 off the glass. That's good. And Hunkin Claytor adds to his misery by being called for the foul. After the miss, he was trying to hustle his way down the floor, but Winston was his man, and he was a step behind. And as he was trying to come in, he had the body contact with Winston as he threw it up off the window, scored the basket, and drawed the foul. Hunkin Claytor's first. Jaspers as close as they have been in a while at 3. And a free throw here for Winston. And before that, we're going to get a lane violation here on Manhattan. And Manhattan's wondering why. I think what happened was, if I saw it correctly, Manhattan had someone near the free throw line, and when the ball was delivered to the free throw line, someone ran out and went beyond the arc, and that is a lane violation. Isaac Finlinson, left corner 3. That's good. Third 3 of the half for Hawaii. The lead is back to 6. 20-14, 9 minutes left here in the first half. Winston goes high left, Roxburgh, now far wing Dinkins trying to penetrate on Kerr. Jump stop, bounce pass, Jones gets around everybody, misses the gimme underneath. Ball set on the back rim, and it lipped out left. The other way, Kerr, far wing. Double team, lost it. He slipped in the corner and gave the ball up. Lubicic had the loose ball. Racing ahead is Winston. Kerr on his hip. Winston gets by everybody and is able to lay it in left of the lane. Winston just continuing to dribble and have defenders on his hip, use it to his advantage. Hawaii by 4, 20-16. 8:21 left in the half. Kerr, high slot left. will float it to Johnson, straddling the three-point line, top of the key. Dribble weave right for Kerr. Stops his progress up top. Finlinson, pressure Jones, shot clock to 8. Finlinson crossover dribble deflected away. Bullock comes up with it with 5. Bullock driving lane line right, leans in, hesitates, throws up a 2, misses. Tip back, Rulianev, no. Loose ball won by Finlinson. He goes scoop around a defender. That misses. Loose on the ground, taken away by Jones. 2-on-2 the other way. Manhattan doesn't have numbers. He'll slow it down. Jones one-hands it right for Winston. He's got Finlinson on him. Finlinson off a Lubicic screen. He'll go baseline, floating 2 off the window, too strong, and Rulianev has the rebound. Winston had a good look off the screen, trying to take that one-footed runner. Finlinson up top for Kerr, driving lane right. Ball stripped out of his hands. There will be a Manhattan foul. That's going to go against Lubicic. That's 1 on him. It'll be Hawaii basketball with 7:33 remaining in the half. On the other side of this message, Bose 20, Jasper 16. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union is here for life, for college life. We are giving away 20 college scholarships at $2,000 each for any 2-year or 4-year accredited college. Applications for members and their dependents are open through November 17th at hificu.com/scholarship. Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union is here for your future, your money, your credit union. For life.
For details, visit hificu.com. Scholarship open to members and dependents with accounts in good standing for at least 3 months prior to applying.
Aloha, Kanoa Leahy here, and I am thrilled to tell you about Kahala. Kahala Aloha shirts are stories of our island home. Stylish, comfortable, designed by local artists, Kahala has been part of our ohana since 1936. As a proud partner of Let's Talk Sports, we encourage you to wear the original Aloha shirt that generations have loved. Pick one up for yourself at one of Kahala's 6 stores island-wide, or you can visit them online at kahala.com.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
We got 7:33 left in the half. Hawaii 20, Manhattan 16. Ron Gannett in the Hawaii timeout. Getting after Isaac Finlinson. Some tough looks offensively. Battling on the boards. Finlinson's got a couple of rebounds, but he's also had a tough couple of defensive possessions. Finlinson in nearly 5.5 minutes. 3 points, 2 rebounds. He's a -3 right now on the floor so far. Leading scorers for Hawaii, Harry Rulianev and Dre Bullock both with 5. Devin Dinkins, Jaden Winston, Eric Oliver Bush, and Anthony Isaac all with 4, accounting for all 16 of Manhattan's points. Back in the game, Hunter Erickson for Hawaii with Kerr, Bullock, Johnson, and Rulianev, the 5 on the court. Lubicic, Oliver Bush, Winston, Dinkins, and Roxborough on the floor for Manhattan. Erickson to inbound for the Bows at the baseline. Floats it in for Johnson, 15 feet away. Hands it back to Erickson, driving in the lane. Erickson kicks left. Bullock won't take the 3. He'll drive instead, and a hand check on Oliver Bush as he was trying to prevent Bullock from getting a lane to the rim. Eric Oliver Bush picks up his 2nd foul. And that will send Terrence Jones right back into the game. Both teams now with 16 fouls, so the next one for either side will send the opponent to the bonus. Erickson floats the inbound into Isaac Johnson. Erickson gets it back at the wing. Hesitation dribble right of the paint. Behind the back dribble, gets space. Floater from 9 feet, misses. Rebound for Roxborough. That's a 1-footer middle of the paint going backwards instead of going right to the rim. Not a great look given the progress you make off the dribble getting to the basket. Hawaii by 4. 7:05 left in the half. High slot left Dinkins to Roxborough. Defender trips. Roxborough step back 15-footers blocked by Johnson. And Bullock comes up with the loose ball running ahead near side. Crossover dribble on Lubicic. Tries to go Euro step. He's rejected by Roxborough. As Bullock was trying to get ahead and use the defense to his advantage. Roxborough on the other side. His hook shot misses short. Rebound Isaac Johnson. Hawaii's going to slow it down into the front court. Off the screen, Erickson drives in the lane. Misses the lay-in left side, but he got bumped on the hip. Foul's going to be on Dinkins, his first. Judging by the reaction of Hawaii's coaching staff, not real happy with the last couple of possessions here on both sides of the ball. As Hunter Erickson will shoot free throws. First one for Erickson is good. That ends the scoring drought that lasted a little over 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Hawaii 21-16. Second free throw off the right rim, misses. Rebound one in the air by Terrence Jones. 5-point lead for the Bows, 6:29 and ticking here in the first half. Dinkins, high right side off a Lubicic screen. Touch pass up top, Roxborough to the near side. Lubicic back to Roxborough. And a pass near midcourt, a little off, but Dinkins able to find it. Dinkins off the screen, crossover dribble, stops at the free throw line, moves left wing, Winston. Winston goes baseline, running two off the back rim, no good. But he got hit on the way down. That might have been Johnson flying in late. And it is Isaac Johnson picking up his first foul. He had a step, I think it was on Erickson, did Winston. And it was Johnson in the help defense late, just trying to get there. Made contact with Winston while he was still in the air. First free throw off the back iron for Winston misses. Jaden Winston, 15 against Utah Tech on Wednesday. But against USC on Sunday, scored a career-high 29 points. Second foul shot's good. Hawaii 21, Manhattan 17. 6:09 left in the half. Erickson across the timeline, between the circles, moves high right, Bullock back to Erickson. Manhattan's in a 2-3 zone. Left, Kerr, back up top, Erickson off the Rulidev screen to the top, left for Kerr, into the post, Johnson. Turns and kicks right. Erickson right wing three. That's off the short rim. Rulidev offensive rebound, puts it back up and in. And Isaac Johnson is down right underneath the basket. So that will stop play here with 5:46 in the half, and the official calls Johnson over. I didn't see what exactly happened, but he's laying on his back, breathing heavily. Trainer standing right over him, and now Hawaii coach Eran Ganot's going to go over and check on him to see how he is. I'm going to look here at the monitor. He passed it out. It was a no-look pass. Going for the rebound. He tried to get around a defender. Oh. Yeah, I didn't. I said Johnson. Beg your pardon. That's Rulidev. I apologize. I said Isaac Johnson. That's Harry Rulidev who's down, and now he's sitting up, being helped up by Coach Ganot and also by the trainer. Yeah, let's see that again. We're looking at the replay. Rulidev came crashing in, grabbed the ball, went up for the second chance, and he collided with the shoulder of Roxborough. His face hit his right shoulder just in an unfortunate collision, and Rulidev went right down. And he is taking a slow walk back past the bench and right near the tunnel. Understandable concern. I mean, that's unfortunate timing to be where he was coming back after making the basket and to see his face square with the shoulder of Frazier Roxborough. So Johnson, Gitas Namiksha came in for Harry Rulidev on the other side defensively. Jones has his shot partially blocked, but is fouled on the second chance, and he'll go to the free throw line. Foul's going to go on Bullock. That's another situation defensively to that play where you've got Jones flashing to the basket behind the help defender. And there's already been several of those opportunities that Manhattan's gotten here in this game. First free throw for Jones is in. 23-18. Aaron Hunkin-Clater back in for Hunter Erickson. Here comes the second. Off the front rim, rolls in. Hawaii 23, Manhattan 19, and a full court press put on a 2-2-1. 5:30 left in the half. Hunkin-Clater across midcourt, Bullock. Bullock left of the lane, stops at the low post, tries to go around the rim, is able to scoop it up and in, beat the press and get two. 25-19 Hawaii, 5:18 remaining in the half. This has been kind of the range of where this game has sat for the last about 10 minutes or so. Lubicic around the perimeter right wing for Winston. A little screen and roll action with Lubicic, and he's called for a travel. He found Lubicic off the screen, got it down to the low post, but he gave up his pivot foot according to the official, and Manhattan gives it away. He'll come out. Anthony Isaac with his 2 fouls gets back in for Manhattan. Once again, they're showing that 2-2-1 full court press. Bullock, near side, Hunkin-Clater. Throws it across midcourt to Miksha, top of the key. Now right to Bullock. Bullock drives to the free throw line, kicks right wing to Kerr, and back out high right for Hunkin-Clater. Hunkin-Clater reverses right to Kerr. Again, Hunkin-Clater straight away. High left, Bullock to the high post left to Miksha. Into the corner. Kerr's open for 3, and that misses short. Bullock the offensive rebound. Drives and kicks right into Miksha will try. That's good from right above the right wing. That's the 4th 3 for Hawaii here in the half. And the lead is ballooned now to 9. 28-19, 4:27 left in the half. Namiksha with 5 off the bench. Winston standing dribble midcourt circle. Gets a soft screen from Isaac. He'll give it back to him straight away. Trying to clear away Dinkins. Isaac dribble handoff right, Roxborough. Roxborough left of the lane. Lost the dribble. Ball goes out of bounds. Last hit by Hawaii. Crowd disagrees. Laurent Ganot thinks he didn't touch it. Is Hawaii going to challenge this? They have the ability to. This just got shown on the monitor, and Hawaii will challenge. One of the new rules here in college basketball, coaches have 1 challenge. John Gallagher is arguing, hey, my guy got pushed in the back. Well, you can't really challenge that, but you can challenge the out-of-bounds call. The call on the court was that the ball was last touched by Hawaii. I'm watching the delayed feed here. Oh, that definitely looked like it went off Roxborough, and it didn't look like Hawaii touched it at all. Now, if Hawaii is successful with this challenge, and it kind of looks like they will, we're going to look at the other replay. Off his left hand, did it touch Dre Bullock? I don't know that it did. The look we saw, it looked like Bullock, well, his view was shaded by the ref. From the initial look, it looked like the ball wasn't hit by a Hawaii player out of bounds. But you have a timeout. You can use it to challenge. If you're successful with the challenge, you get it back and you get your timeout. If Hawaii is wrong, that means Hawaii will lose the timeout and will not have the ability to challenge for the remainder of the game. Out-of-bounds plays, basket interference, and restricted area violations are all challengeable plays. This is one of the differences from last year where it seemed like in the last minute, everything went to a monitor, where they are really trying to pin that down to a minimum and put that on the coaches, which I really like. Unless it's something like timing or there's something administratively, call's been overturned, it will be Hawaii ball. So Hawaii gets its timeout back. Hawaii has the challenge back, and it is Rainbow Warrior basketball with 4:11 remaining here in the half. And that's also one of those things that some coaches, they'll look at their players and they'll say, hey, did he touch it? If this is something that is worth it, they'll ask, take the time to see if everybody's on the same page. If they feel confident enough to challenge it, they will. And that's exactly what happened there. Hawaii leads 28-19, 4:05 remaining in the first half. Hunkin-Clater dribbling high left over a screen. Keeps it right elbow. Try to lob it for Johnson. Tip to him. Go back down his man Isaac. Turns, leans, right-handed hook. That's off the right rim short. Isaac comes up with the board. It's a good look. But Isaac bodied him, stayed right with him. Winston with a high dribble right to the near side wing. Isaac guarded by Johnson, the perimeter. Back between the rings, Devin Dinkins. Guarded by Kerr. Dinkins comes back out, resets. Shot clock to 9. Dinkins right of the lane. Drives, fading from 8. That clanks off the backboard in the back rim. Hunkin-Clater controls the ball and looks to push it ahead. Doesn't have the numbers, so he slows down. Slivers away from his screen. Hesitates. Left low block. Comes back out with the dribble. Now looking for Johnson. They try to lob. They get it there, but it's knocked out of his hands momentarily. Gets it back. He gets hit. And Johnson will go to the free throw line When we come back, the foul's going to go against Terrence Jones. It is his first. 3:14 left in the first half. Hawaii leads Manhattan 28-19. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Who doesn't love a good pizza? Visit Slice of Waikiki, your favorite pizza by the Slice Shop. For over 13 years, they've been serving up huge, freshly made slices and delicious appetizers for locals and visitors alike. Drop by their new location at 333 Seaside Avenue to instantly satisfy your pizza cravings by the slice or build your own whole pie masterpiece. Visit sliceofwaikiki.com for pickup, delivery, and catering options. Slice of Waikiki, freshly made pizza with aloha.
When you feel like Vegas, there's just one place to stay. Grab a drink at the Holo Holo Bar. There's just one place to play. We got a fresh hot look, a new sports book. We got those local meals, just like Auntie Cooks. Aloha spoken here.
Get back to Vegas with Vacations Hawaii. Airfare, hotel, meals, and transfers just $8.99.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
We've got 3:14 left in the first half. Hawaii leads Manhattan 28-19. One of the stories right now here in this half is the health of Harry Rulidev. He left this game about a minute plus ago of game time. He took it was part of an unfortunate collision between his head and the right shoulder of Manhattan forward Fraser Roxborough off of a made basket on a rebound. We haven't seen Rulidev since. He's not on the bench. And so if we're able to get any kind of update, we'll share that with you. So right now, Hawaii without Rulidev, who scored 7 points in 12 minutes before having to leave this game. Both teams are in the bonus, 18 fouls on each side. 1-1 here for Isaac Johnson. And this trip to the free throw line is brought to you by Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union for life. Front end of the 1-1. Johnson hits. Lead now 10, 29-19. Those 5 of 7 from the free throw line so far. Second for Johnson's away. You can hear that silky sound all net. Got that one to go. 30-19. 3:11 left here in the half. Hawaii's largest lead so far this game. They take the dribble handoff with Dinkins. Isaac keeps it. One hands it out high right to Winston. Winston tries to throw it up, just kind of throwing up something to draw contact from 14 feet away, and he does. He draws the second foul on the big fish, Isaac Johnson. That's one of the things that they warned with Winston, is that he is someone that will try to just throw something up to try to draw contact and draw a foul. And that was one of those things. He had really no shot attempt at all, but saw an opportunity with the defense kind of reacting to him, rubbing off of the movement, that it drew the foul on Johnson. He comes out. You see Toomey into the game, as Johnson has 2 personals. Front end of the 1-1 misses there for Winston off the back rim, and that's a break for Hawaii defensively, leading by 11. 30-19, 2:52 remaining in the first half. Toomey inside the arc, left, just above the free throw line. It goes across right for Namiksha. Bounce pass back to the near side for Hunkin Clater, who's hassled by Winston. 10 to shoot, bounce pass for Toomey. Winston trying to get it. He knocked it out of bounds. He and Toomey, Winston was trying to cut off the pass. He had Jones in there too. Hawaii will inbound. This is going to be at the sideline. Kerr will bring it in right at the back part of that Manhattan bench. 9 on the timer. They inbound it up top for Hunkin Clater. 6 to shoot. Off a screen. Good help from Winston. Out high right, Bullock. Step back long 3 for Bullock off the back rim. Rebound grabbed by Roxborough from about 25 feet away. Had no time to come up with anything better. Winston off a double screen. Dribbles left of the lane. Kicks out to the wing in Dinkins, and he traveled. Dinkins palms out. Doesn't believe it. Turnover number 6 on the Jaspers here with 2:19 left in the half. Manhattan has not had a lot of great looks. Here's Hunkin-Clader off the left high post screen, penetrates to the low block, is cut off, throws it out for Toomey. Will underhand it right to Bullock. Bullock stops the free throw line, dishes underneath, finds Toomey for the two-hand jam. Just sitting behind the defense that was sagged up, paying attention to Bullock 15 feet away. Toomey just walked behind him and got the two-hand dunk. 32-19 Hawaii with 1:50 left in the first half. Roxborough one-hands it top of the arc to Isaac. Dribbling left of the lane, stumbling, throws up a wild two. No good around Toomey. Hunkin-Clader pushes ahead left for Bullock. This is Kerr in the lane. That's good for Kerr. And a timeout, Manhattan. Kerr in transition helps give Hawaii its largest lead, 34-19, with 1:37 left in the first half. And right now, Hawaii's challenging defense is making life a little bit difficult for Manhattan, who's right now, its game is just to kind of force the issue and try to force Hawaii into foul trouble and force Hawaii into mistakes. And if Hawaii can keep itself from being caught in that position, they can be in good shape here in the rest of the half. Hawaii is on an 11-0 run here in the last nearly 4 minutes of game action. Those transition points certainly helpful. Hawaii shooting 39% from the floor. They're out-rebounding Manhattan by 8, 24-16. Jaspers are shooting 27%. Hawaii defensively holds teams to 37% shooting. We'll see Dinkins bringing in from the baseline. Coach Gallagher is in need of seeing something positive from his team here in the final 90 seconds and plus here in this half. Winston brings it into the front court. Left-hand dribble finds Roxborough left wing. Quick three. That's good. And that is a silencer right off the timeout to give up a three that quickly in the possession. 34-22, 1:17 left in the first half. Hunkin-Clader, chest pass left wing, Bullock. He'll drive, tries to dish it for Toomey, deflected. Bullock gets it back, throws up an air ball from 3 feet. Rebound attempt goes out of bounds, last touched by Marko Lubicic. Hawaii fortunate on a couple of fronts there. They'll stay with the Bows with 17 on the shot clock, 1:08 on the game clock. Hunkin-Clader inbound, floated into Miksha. Leans in, starts his dribble left low post, cut off by Roxborough, throws out left. Kerr long three. That's too strong. Rebound, Bullock flies in and has it. He tries to lean in with the dribble, throws up a two, that rolls in. Bullock just saying, you're going to have to find a way to keep me from getting to the rim, forces the issue and gets the two. 36-22 Hawaii, 46 seconds left in the half. Far wing, Terrence Jones brings it between the rings, Isaac. Toomey overplayed. Isaac drives, scoop lay, and that is good as he stumbles to the deck. Toomey overplayed the pass, and that allowed Isaac a lane to the 10. 36-24, 31 seconds left in the half. And Hawaii is going to use its use it or lose it 30-second timeout with 29.3 left in the half. Eran Ganot calling for time. That timeout brought to you by H-Camp, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program. While we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You are listening to Hawaii Basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
ESPN Honolulu is Hawaii's sports leader. KKEA Honolulu, 1420 AM and 92.7 FM. Part of the IO family of companies.
Josh Pacheco from Banco Arena at Stan Sheriff Center. Hawaii leading 36-24 with 29.3 seconds left in the first half. Manhattan trying to gain a little bit of confidence offensively before heading into the locker room. An important timeout to use there for Hawaii. You couldn't take it with you into the second half if you didn't use it. So you have an opportunity. Things have been a little sluggish. Hawaii's been trying to fight against this Manhattan defense. It hasn't necessarily been the most clean basketball. You have an opportunity to get it in the half court. Lots of time on the shot clock at 24. 29.3 in the game clock. Use this as an opportunity potentially to run this all the way down and play it like a last possession. We'll see if they do. Finlandson inbound goes into Aaron Hunkin-Clader, and Manhattan's going to sag its 2-3 defense, its zone defense inside the three-point line. And Hunkin-Clader's just going to say, okay, I'm going to stand here with the basketball right at the edge of the H logo. Down to 11 to shoot. Now he'll move forward, and now Manhattan kind of turns into a man. Hunkin Clater off the screen. Stops at the elbow right, retreats out with 4. He drives with 3. Jump stop, turns, turnaround 10-footer, short. Rebound tipped in the air. Toomey's got it, and he gets hammered right at the top of the key. He's fouled and will head to the free throw line with 2.2 left in the half. Foul is the first on Michael Lawler, the redshirt junior from East Chester, New York, at 6'8", 210 pounds. And you see Toomey will shoot 1 and 1, 19th foul on Manhattan. Front end of the 1 and 1. Toomey hits 37-24. Now C has struggled from the free throw line coming in. It was 40% coming in. He's 2 of 3 so far today. Second for Toomey's away. That's good. 38-24, 2.2 left in the half. Inbound goes into Dinkins with 1, half quarter away. Too strong off the top of the backboard. A better end to the first half. There were certainly some sloppy points here and there that you could look at that kept Manhattan kind of fighting here. But the Bows will take a 38-24 advantage into the locker room. That's your score here at the half. Bows 38, Jaspers 24. The halftime report when we return. You're listening to Hawaii Basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Thanksgiving coming up fast? Don't stress the stuffing. Pagoda Banquets and Catering has you covered. Grab a festive turkey meal to go for 6 to 8 hungry folks. Hot, ready, and loaded with a 12 to 14 pound roast turkey and all the fixins like stuffing, pumpkin pie, and a lot more. Feeling fancy? Add prime rib, guava glazed ham, and more tasty upgrades. But don't wait. Orders close November 20th or while supplies last. Order online today at pagodahawaii.com. That's pagodahawaii.com.
Catch the excitement of University of Hawaii Rainbow Wahine Volleyball on ESPN Honolulu and CBS 1500. Feel the energy, the pride, and the passion, both on air, online, and on the ESPN Honolulu app. We've got you covered, both home and away, as the Bows look to win their final Big West Championship. Our coverage is also brought to you in part by Young's Fish Market, Fort Ruger Market, Hawaii Pacific Health, Waialae Plumbing and Construction, Any Place Lounge, and the Hawaii Building and Construction Trades Council.
Taxes is feeling unwelcome. Now Taxes is an open door, literally, to new TurboTax stores. Meet our experts in person.
Hi, welcome in.
They're powered by Smart Tech and ready to do your taxes for you. Get real-time updates while you go about your day. Confident your taxes are done right. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. NYC opening soon. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
I'm Hal.
I'm Jerry.
I'm Kehao.
We got your lumber.
We've got your hardware.
Bring your lumber list.
Email us your list.
Bring me your blueprint.
We've got you covered.
Get a quote from us. Itagyuti listahan nyo kanya.
Get a quote from us.
Get a quote from us. We've got you covered.
We love our customers.
Go where the contractors go. Hardware Hawaii. Contractor's choice.
From pads and rotors to shocks and struts, coming to a full stop should never mean your business does too. At Napa, we are the pros that know brakes and suspension better than anyone. So when others are grinding their gears, our premium parts and exceptional service deliver results. Whether you're operating a local shop or managing a national fleet, Napa has exactly what you need, when and where you need it. Get the brake and suspension parts you're looking for right now at Napa.
Never know how.
Aloha, this is Daryl Turner from Napa Auto Parts Hawaii. As we celebrate over 70 years in the islands, I'd like to say mahalo to all our Napa Hawaii employees, independent store owners, business partners, and you, our loyal clients. Over the years, we've grown to 45 stores across Hawaii, Oahu, Maui, Molokai, Lanai, Hawaii Island, and American Samoa. We look forward to serving your automotive needs for many, many more years to come.
Never know how.
Mahalo.
Hawaii Basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Here at the break, Hawaii leads Manhattan 38-24. Wouldn't necessarily call it the half that both teams would say they feel really happy about, even though Hawaii has a 14-point advantage didn't have a lot of flow, I guess would be the best way to put it, through the first 20 of play. Let's slice into the stats through the first 20 minutes. Brought to you by Slice of Waikiki. After the game, enjoy Slice of Waikiki. 21-inch pizzas, huge slices, the freshest ingredients, plus sides and salads at 333 Seaside Avenue. Open till 11 p.m. and midnight on Fridays and Saturdays. Both these teams not shooting well here in the first half. Hawaii, 37%. Fortunately, they've gone to the free throw line where they're 8 of 10, and they've hit 4 3-pointers here in the half. And it's been a mixed bag. Dre Bullock, 9 points, 4 assists, 7 for Harry Ruleidef, but concern about Ruleidef after he left the game with an injury, a collision between his head and the right shoulder of Fraser Roxborough of Manhattan. We have not seen him come back since. Ruleidef with 7 points, 5 for Gitas Namiksha, 5 for Yasi Toomey. Hawaii out-rebounding Manhattan. That's been an important number. 27-16. Hawaii out-rebounding them on the glass, 10-4. Second chance points. This is kind of the big one. 12-zip Hawaii in that category. Manhattan shooting 32%, 4 of 8 from the free throw line. They've only knocked down a couple of threes. And it's been really their two best scorers, Devin Dinkins and Jaden Winston. They have combined for 9 points. They average about 31 a game. They've got 9, and they've got a lot of work to do. Their leading scorer is actually Anthony Isaac off the bench, who has 6 points on 3 of 6 shooting. But Isaac also has a couple of fouls. Jaden Winston's got 5. He's shooting 2 of 5 from the floor. Fraser Roxborough, who had a career high on Wednesday against Utah Tech with 19 points. He is 1 of 6 from the floor with 3 points, but he also has 6 rebounds. Your score here at the break, Hawaii 38, Manhattan 24. We'll take a look at the Big West Conference scoreboard and prepare you for half number 2. That when we return. You're listening to Hawaii Basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Hey, what are you snacking on?
We love Hawaii.
I know. The beautiful weather, beaches, and mountains. What are you eating?
We love Hawaii.
Oh, yeah. The people are wonderful. Hanging with family and friends is the best. What are you munching on?
We love Hawaii.
Wait, is that the Big Island?
Yup, we love Hawaii.
Introducing We Love Hawaii Holiday Mix from Enjoy Snacks. 7 custom shapes inspired by the place we call home. Available now at your local retailer.
It's time to enjoy life. It's time for Enjoy Snacks.
Want to take control of your money and build real wealth? Join Hawaii Business Magazine, Saturday, November 22nd at Punahou School for Money Matters 2025, presented by Hawaii State Federal Credit Union. This all-day financial conference features award-winning financial journalist and best-selling author Jean Chatzky, who will share strategies on how to grow your wealth. Breakout sessions such as Getting Started, Mind Over Matter, Getting Back on Track, or Retirement Planning. Seats are limited. Register today at hawaiibusiness.com.
Get ready to stay in score with the Pagoda Hotel Honolulu. Catch University of Hawaii football action and score discounted room rates. Your stay in score package includes 2 tickets to a UH football game, your comfy Pagoda hotel room, and complimentary parking. But hurry, there's a limited number of tickets available for the November 8th and November 29th games. Call or book now and make your game day a getaway at pagodahotel.com.
In Hawaii, how we move says everything about who we are, and that's why we move in a Ford. With the strength and power of F-150, we carry what matters most. We find our own path in the Bronco and Bronco Sport with available GOAT modes that go over any terrain. In the off-road ready Ranger, we never fail to hold our own. And with Maverick's standard hybrid engine, we take on anything from gridlock to mountaintops. That's the island way. Find your Ford truck or SUV today at your Hawaii Ford dealers.
Aloha, Kanoa Leahy here, and I am thrilled to tell you about Kahala. Kahala Aloha shirts are stories of our island home. Stylish, comfortable, designed by local artists, Kahala has been part of our ohana since 1936. As a proud partner of Let's Talk Sports, we encourage you to wear the original Aloha shirt that generations have loved. Pick one up for yourself at one of Kahala's 6 stores island-wide, or you can visit them online at kahala.com.
How do you get 100% of your work done when you're 40% short-staffed? Across Hawaii, city and state departments grapple with thousands of vacant positions. And with fewer workers, that means longer lines at the DMV, delayed building permits, and slowdowns in essential services. The government could resolve this by offering more competitive wages and benefits. For you, we hope they do. A message brought to you by HGEA, because Hawaii works best when we do.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Hawaii 38, Manhattan 24. Second half is still on its way. We check around the Big West. The Big West scoreboard, everything done except for our game here. And for the most part, the Big West did not fare so well tonight, with the exception of UC Davis. Connor Sevilla's 20 points helps UC Davis win at home over crosstown foe Sacramento State, 77-73. Cal Poly Mustangs go on the road, lose at Montana, 90-82. And CSU Bakersfield losing at Ole Miss, 82-60. Under the schedule here tomorrow, we'll start off at 4:30 p.m. It's going to be Manhattan taking on Mississippi Valley State, the nightcap. And we may or may not know what the Outrigger Classic standings might look like and what tomorrow night's game might mean. But Hawaii and Utah Tech coming up tomorrow night at 7 o'clock will be a very interesting tell to see before that game who might have a chance at the Outrigger Rainbow Classic Championship. Utah Tech lost earlier today, Utah Tech won earlier today in double overtime over Mississippi Valley State in what was a really kind of wild game toward the end between the two. 81-75 was the final score. And remember, Utah State lost on Wednesday to this Manhattan team. So it's very possible that if Hawaii can hold on to this game, Hawaii would be the lone team without a loss in the Outrigger Rainbow Classic by the time we get to tomorrow night. Let's take a look at second half adjustments. They're brought to you by Lex Brody's Tire Company. Wear your University of Hawaii apparel when you visit any Oahu Lex Brody's location and get an additional 5% off your purchase. Hawaii has to clean up some of the defensive miscues off the ball. That has been a concern. We've seen cutting. We've seen movement off screens. Hawaii has been, in that regard, a little bit sloppy. That does need to improve a little bit. And on the other side of things, on the offensive side of the ball, we're seeing Hawaii kind of forcing the issue a little bit, but you want to see, can Hawaii be a little stronger at the rim? That is something that your Hawaii's battling. They're getting the offensive rebounds, but can you be stronger and more assertive at the rim? That's something worth noting. I think the other question is, will we see Harry Rulidev? He's on the floor here, but I'm getting the body language right now that I'm seeing with Harry Rulidev is that we're not going to see him back. We'll find that out when we come back for the second half. 38-24, Hawaii leading Manhattan. Second half when we return. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
BMW of Honolulu drives ESPN Honolulu's coverage of University of Hawaii football all season long. Don't miss a moment with the Voes, both at home and on the road. On your radio at ESPNHonolulu.com and on the new ESPN Honolulu app. Hawaii football on ESPN Honolulu is also brought to you by Enjoy Snacks, 808 Craft Beer and Whiskey Bar at Leewood Bowl, Outrigger, Wildlife Plumbing and Construction, Enterprise Rent-A-Car and Truck Rental, Football Fanatics, Napa Auto Parts, and Hawaii Pacific Health.
Taxes is feeling unwelcome. Now Taxes is an open door, literally, to new TurboTax stores. Meet our experts in person.
Hi, welcome in.
They're powered by Smart Tech and ready to do your taxes for you. Get real-time updates while you go about your day. Confident your taxes are done right. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax, NYC opening soon. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
Sponsored by Armstrong Pharmaceuticals.
Lex Brody's Tire Company would like to say thank you very much for supporting UH. Wear your favorite UH gear into Lex Brody's and get an extra 5% off tires, brakes, and most other services on top of LexBrodys.com Super Saver coupons. You're the best fans, and Lex Brody's voted #1 in North America is the best choice for brake repairs and to purchase tires. Please visit LexBrodys.com for additional details and to set an online appointment.
Thank you very
Lex
much.
Brody's Tire Company.
You tackle an endless to-do list every day. It may seem like a thankless job, but you know better. It's the little things that matter most. That's why you'll appreciate the enduring value of the Michelin Defender tire. Designed for doers like you, Michelin's long-lasting tire keeps you on the go longer, so you have one less thing to worry about on your next road trip. Stop in today for miles of uncompromised safety and performance. Visit LexBrodys.com for the best tire value on Oahu. Thank you very much.
Lex Brody's Tire Company.
Fort Ruger Market is famous for their poke, Filipino, and Hawaiian dishes, but did you know they can cater their local favorites? With full-service catering options, it's perfect for parties, office events, and tailgating. Fort Ruger Market's family-sized trays will be the hit of any potluck gathering. From boiled peanuts to Rugerlicious poke, lechon to fresh lau lau, their smoked turkey tails or char siu ribs are all so ono. At Fort Ruger Market, you bring the family, they'll bring the food.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
All right, closing in on the start of the second half. It is Hawaii 38, Manhattan 24. Harry Rulideff, we have just been told, will not return to this game. He was out here, and we were saying just beforehand, it was before we went to break, we were saying that the body language kind of made it seem like he wasn't going to return, as a couple of teammates kind of approached him. He kind of shook his head a little bit to kind of give the impression that no, he was not going to come back, and that is indeed the case. So Harry Rulideff is out for the remainder of this game. Gitas Namiksha will start the second half in his place with Dre Bullock, Aaron Hunkenclater, Isaac Johnson, and Hunter Erickson, the 5 on the floor for Hawaii. Manhattan going with the same starting 5 it had to start this game. Bo's attacking the goal to our right. Johnson has it 18 feet away, moves it back high left for Aaron Hunkenclater. Gets off a big fish screen. Stops inside the arc, moves left for Bullock. He drives in the paint, stripped out of his hands by Winston and taken away. 2-on-2 the other way. Winston hesitates, steps back, looks inside, finds a wide open Eric Oliver Bush running the lane. The trailer gets the 2, and that almost reminds you of their first score of the game, where he slipped by the defense back door and got a dunk in the first half. It's 38-26, 19-23 to play. The lob it into Johnson, turns baseline on Lubicic, tried to throw across the lane, and it was cut off by Roxborough. He didn't see the Manhattan defender right in the middle. Winston against Hunter Erickson. Thought about trying to take him off the bounce, won't. He'll reset instead, far side of the floor. Winston off the screen from Roxborough, gets in the lane and clears up. Left-hand scoop lay-in, no, a little too strong. Rebound for Johnson. Up ahead left, Aaron Hunkenclater. Erickson, or check that, Dinkins waits for him. Hunkenclater in the lane, cut off by 3 defenders to the corner. Bullock, right side 3, no. And we'll get a loose ball foul that's going to go against Manhattan. And that's going to be on Lubicic, who pushed off on Isaac Johnson to get some space. Early sub here for Hawaii, as right in the game comes Isaac Finlinson in for Dre Bullock. And Finlinson's going to throw up a 3 and draw the foul left corner. Oliver Bush picks up his 3rd. Well, the question is it going to be 3 or 2? And the officials say it was on a 3-point attempt. And that draws the ire of John Gallagher. And that's Finlinson just taking it on his own. He was right there in the corner. Oliver Bush was wired on him, showed the shot, got him up in the air, and said, you know what? I got him up in the air. I might as well try to draw him to the line, and he did. First free throw for Finlinson is good. 39-26. Second free throw off the short rim, no. As Terrence Jones will come in for Eric Oliver Bush. See how long he has to sit now that he's got 3 personals. Third free throw, good. Hawaii 40, Manhattan 26, 18:46 remaining. As quickly into the front court goes Jaden Winston. Winston, over screen, good help from Namiksha. Chest pass above the left wing for Jones, drives on Finlinson, bounces it underneath, little pocket pass for Lubicic, who hesitates around Johnson, cleared him away, was able to score off the glass out middle left of the paint, right near the goal. 40-28 Bows, 18-23 to go second half. Hunkenclater finds Erickson left wing, looks underneath. Namiksha wide open, slipping behind everybody, and gets the easy two. Erickson with the dime, his first. Bows back up by 14. 42-28, 18-08 to go. Dinkins dribbling high left, bounces it low block for Roxborough. Turning, looks nice behind the back pass, looking for Jones, but he's blocked underneath and saved. Hawaii brings it ahead with Hunkenclater, who doesn't have the numbers. Slows it down, high angle right, skip past left corner. Erickson touches it to the wing. Finland's 3. You bet! Hawaii back up by 17. Its largest lead of the night, 45-28. Defense turning into offense on the Finlandson triple with 17:38 to go. Dinkins standing dribble high right against Hunkenclater. Lubicic sets a screen. Dinkins twists off of it. Bounce pass behind the defense again. That's Roxborough. Backdoor cut found him all alone underneath the rim. 45-30. 17-19 to go. Erickson gets it into the mid-post right. Johnson back to the basket. Turns on Lubicic, leaning in the paint. Twists baseline, trying to go around him. Left-hand hook, short. Gets his own rebound. Put back off the back rim. No. Ball still tipped around. Loose at the baseline. Who's going to win it? It is going to be a held ball, even though really nobody had possession of it. It's going to stay with Hawaii. Lubicic comes out and Anthony Isaac comes in. Nobody truly had a grasp on the basketball, but actually, they initially signaled this way. It's actually going to go to Manhattan on the held possession. 17:03 to go. And that makes sense because the ball started the second half with a Hawaii inbound. 16:58 to go. Winston high right side of the corner in Roxborough. He'll take a 3 over Namiksha. Misses off the left rim. Rebound tip, though, right to Jones. To Roxborough, out high, top to Winston. Winston on the drive against Erickson, stumbles and draws the whistle. He'll go to the free throw line on his way up. Erickson's third foul. But where that started was off the miss. And Isaac Johnson just tried to tip it. Instead of trying to get two hands on the ball and control the rebound, he swatted it out instead, and it ended up in Terrence Jones's hands. It was a free possession there at that point for Manhattan, and Winston would ultimately get to the line. First free throws off the back rim and misses. And Manhattan, usually a good free throw shooting team, on percentage 80.5% coming in, is 4 of 9. Isaiah Kerr in for Hunter Erickson with those 3 fouls. One more for Jaden Winston, who was 92.3% coming in. He hits the second free throws. It hits every part of the iron and falls. 45-31, Manhattan putting on full court pressure. Kerr has it near side, back to Hunkenclater, who twists off his defender, stops his dribble. They get it across midcourt for Namiksha, and back to Hunkenclater. Will set up the half-court offense. Dribble handoff right for Kerr, leaning right on Winston. They get it to Isaac Johnson, who finds Finlandson flashing to the low block. His 2 right inside is good. Finlandson just a hard cut down the left side of the lane. Johnson found him. He was hemmed in at the baseline. He was still able to force his way up and get it in. 47-31 Hawaii, 16:15 to play. Winston, hard dribble right, trying to get around Kerr. Bounce pass left corner for Dinkins. Dinkins against Hunkenclater, brings it back outside the arc. Uses a screen, leaning on a Hunkenclater. Bounce pass low side. This is Isaac. He gets that 2 in to go off the left low post. Dinkins drawing the defender, gave just enough space for Isaac underneath to curl in the 2 off the left rim. 47-33. 15:48 to go. Hunkenclater across midcourt to Kerr right side. He'll penetrate, dish to the baseline. Johnson back out Hunkenclater. He calls out a new play. Twists around a defender and draws a hold on Winston. Grabbed him on the waist. Second foul on Jaden Winston. Timeout here, 15:38 to play. Hawaii 47, Manhattan 33. You're listening to Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Have you been to Midas Hawaii?
Hello, Tim here from Midas Hawaii, where we are more than just mufflers. We are complete auto care, rated #1 in customer service. We strive to make your experience more enjoyable, whether it be for a walk-in safety check 6 days a week, brakes to radiators, or oil changes and steering. With 6 locations on Oahu, 2 on the Big Island, 1 on Kauai, our goal is to expedite your service and get you back out on the road. We also want to help you save money. For great rates, check out our webpage at MidasHawaii.com for specials, online deals, for services such as oil change, safety checks, and maintenance packages. And let's not forget about our tire services too. Midas is a one-stop shop for all your car care needs and is proud to be locally owned and operated by the Pereira family. Come in today or call us for an appointment. Remember, it always pays to have the Midas touch.
You came for this, we do that. So we might as well.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
We got 15:38 to go. It's a 14-point lead for Hawaii, 47-33. It's not the most comfortable of 14-point advantages. We have certainly seen quite a few defensive lapses for Hawaii on the backside of that defense. That's allowed Manhattan to get some easy baskets. Despite that, Hawaii still leading and rebounding 30-18. 14-1 second chance points. Hawaii out rebounding Manhattan on the offensive glass 11-5. And Hawaii's bench has been active, 26 bench points to Manhattan's 10. But the number, to kind of go back to what we were talking about with a lot of off-the-ball movement and a lot of better-than-you-should-get looks for Manhattan, the Jaspers are 13-35 from the floor, but they have assists on 8 of those 13 makes. That's not bad. So Hawaii's defense has some work to do, even with this advantage. Inbound coming from the baseline for Aaron Hunkenclater. Box formation with Johnson and Finlandson at the low posts. Kerr and Namiksha at the high posts. Hunkenclater inbound. Throws it in left wing for Namiksha. We'll one-handed out up top to Kerr. Kerr driving lane line left. Cut off by Dinkins. Leaning, pivoting. Throws up a right-handed two. Too strong off the back rim. Rebound. Johnson put back up and in. Another offensive board. The 12th for Hawaii. That gives them now 16 second chance points, and that is the difference. 49-33, 15-17 to play. Jones, hard dribble right, gets around Finlandson, forces up a 2, it misses. Namiksha the rebound, and out goes Finlandson. Finds Hunkenclater, middle of the court. No look pass right wing, Kerr. Kerr leaning inside the arc, twist toward the low block, goes up for 2. It is rejected back by Roxborough. Racing ahead left is Winston. Dribbles around Namiksha to the corner right. Dinkins 3, that's no good, but Dinkins was out of bounds, stepped on the far sideline, and Manhattan gives it away. We'll see for the first time Jalen Myers enter here for Hawaii, as Namiksha will take a breather. Myers, 6'8", 200-pound grad student from Huntsville, Alabama. And Manhattan will counter with Eric Oliver Bush, who's got to come back in with those 3 fouls. At some point, you just got to leave him. And a lot of time with 14:56 to go, but they're going to have to deal with the foul issue and play it out. Manhattan keeping its 2-2-1 pressure. They get it across midcourt with Myers, who finds Aaron Hunkenclater, and now they set up their half-court set. Chest pass left wing. Kerr has it. Throws it up top for Johnson for 3. That's good. And a kiss to the sky and a clap of the hands as the big fish gnaws on the Manhattan defense. 52-33. 14:30 left to play. At the baseline the other way, Isaac left, backs into Johnson. He goes down, no call, and Johnson's able to put it in, and Manhattan's going to use a timeout. John Gallagher running right in front of the official to signal for time. 14:23 to play, Hawaii 52, Manhattan 35. We're back in a moment. You're listening to Hawaii Basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Do you hear that? That is the sound of BMW performance without a single piston or cylinder. A generation of all-electric vehicles designed and built like no other. The BMW iX, i7, and i4 revolutionize every drive into a thrilling opportunity to feel the pure rush of BMW 100% electric. But isn't that what you could expect from the ultimate electric driving machine?
Find your BMW today with a test drive at BMW of Honolulu.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
Sponsored by Armstrong Pharmaceuticals.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
14:23 to go. Hawaii leading 52-35 on Manhattan. The Jaspers using the timeout, trying to build off of anything they can do to kind of kill Hawaii's momentum here. But a long way to go here in this second half. Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu is brought to you by Waiakea Hawaiian Volcanic Beverages, naturally alkaline and always refreshing. Find us at a Times or Foodland near you, or visit waiakea.com. Hawaii's leading scorer, Isaac Finlinson, off the bench with 10 points. 10 off the bench for Anthony Isaac. Hawaii's going to have to go up against the press once again, which Hawaii has done a nice job of. Almost a 180 to Hawaii's struggles against the press in that exhibition against Chaminade. But that one game kind of turned out to be an exception to the rule. Hawaii did a better job against pressure against Oregon and has continued that. Inbound to Hunk and Clater. Manhattan showed a trap. They get it to Myers, far side of the floor. Cross midcourt, Kerr. Now they can set something up. Hunk and Clater has it top of the arc. Manhattan will sag back into its man defense. Crossover dribble right. Stops the bounce. Hunk and Clater pivots. Looks near side wing, Kerr. Takes his man off the bounce. Kerr drives. Draws a bump and will head to the line as Dinkins will pick up his second foul. It's that little shake by Kerr that shook Dinkins one way. Kerr started to take him the other. That's what forced Dinkins a step behind and ultimately leading to contact. So Isaiah Kerr to the free throw line. Hawaii to the free throw line here is brought to you by Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union for life as Kerr knocks down the first free throw. 53-35 Hawaii, 14:04 remaining. One more here for Kerr. That's good. 54-35. Hawaii holding a 19-point advantage with 14 minutes to go. Winston between the circles, Anthony Isaac. Johnson sagging back defensively. Isaac, handoff up top for Dinkins. Leaning, now uses the dribble. Leans on Johnson. Stumbled, lost it, throws it away. Kerr takes it away. He's got a 2-on-1. He'll go to the rim, push it in. And Myers to his side. Kerr decided to take himself off the steal. 56-35 with 13:33 remaining. Winston, one hand's at top of the arc. Isaac gives the dribble handoff to Eric Oliver Bush, and now high left side for Dinkins. Dinkins, left side corner to Winston. One-on-one with Kerr. Winston will try to take him to the rim, fading in the air. Shot misses. Loose ball goes to Finlinson. And Finlinson on the run. 3-on-2. Finlinson takes it himself. Goes coast to coast. And puts Hawaii up by 23. 58-35. And the Bows have found some momentum with 13 minutes to go. The other way, Dinkins going to the lane. That shot off the mark. Loose ball goes out to Finlinson. A 3-on-2. 4-on-2. Finlinson 3. That's off the short rim. But it's Johnson. The tap back in the air. And the one-hand jam. 60-35. And the big fish putting a stamp on this Hawaii 8-0 run. And on the other end, we've got a stoppage here with 12:38 to go as Manhattan has called for time. 60-35, 12:38 to play, and Hawaii has found some of its best momentum where defense turns to offense. And that is exactly what's happened. Manhattan's thrown up some wild shots here in the last couple of possessions. And what has that led to? Layup in transition from Kerr, and then off the three-point miss from Finlinson, Johnson goes up, man in front of him, one hand up in the air, pushing the ball right back through the rim. Johnson now in double digits with 11 points and 7 rebounds. He said earlier this week his goal is to average a double-double for the season. His average did go a little bit down after Wednesday's game. He is averaging 11.7 points and 8.0 rebounds per game. He's in the area, but it's a good individual goal to set for yourself, along with the team goals, winning the Big West, getting to the Sweet 16. Isaac goes up for two. That misses point blank off the inbound. And Manhattan's gone ice cold here over the last minute and a half. 60-35 Hawaii, 12:25 to go. Hunkenclater finds Finlinson near wing. Goes away from a Myers screen, retreats out, now uses it late. Top of the arc, Johnson moves it around the perimeter left for Hunkenclater. Back up top to Myers. Defender jabs at the ball. Myers spins. Myers to the rim. Blocked on the way up by Oliver Bush. Isaac will push ahead. Isaac around Johnson and is able to lay it in. Johnson tried to hold back, tried not to foul. He's got two, and it goes to make it 60-37. 11:55 remaining. Hunkenclater one-on-one with Devin Dinkins. Dribbles high left, will lob it for Johnson, and the slam, and the foul. And that's the highlight play everybody's been looking for from the Big Fish. Hunkenclater the dime. The flush from Johnson with ill intent. He'll go to the free throw line when we return. 11:46 to go. It's Hawaii 62 and Manhattan 37. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
How do you get 100% of your work done when you're 40% short-staffed? Across Hawaii, city and state departments grapple with thousands of vacant positions. And with fewer workers, that means longer lines at the DMV, delayed building permits, and slowdowns in essential services. The government could resolve this by offering more competitive wages and benefits. For you, we hope they do. A message brought to you by HGEA, because Hawaii works best when we do.
Did you know emotional symptoms are common after a concussion? Anxiety, sadness, irritability? These feelings can make everyday life harder after a head injury. And if you've had emotional struggles before, recovery could take even longer. That's why it's so important to recognize and understand these symptoms are a normal part of healing. If you need help, contact a medical professional. Learn more at hawaiiconcussion.com. This message was brought to you by Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program, HCAM.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
We've got 11:46 to go. Hawaii 62, Manhattan 37. And what a role Hawaii has found itself on here over the last couple of minutes, hitting 5 of its last 7. Isaac Johnson has all of a sudden come to life. He has lit up like an early holiday Christmas tree here. He has gone to the rim, the alley-oop flush, the tip-back jam. Isaac Johnson with some of the most physicality that we have seen from him in a game this year, and they have needed it. And he'll go to the free throw line after the foul was called on, I think that was on Winston, it was. So Johnson will try to complete the three-point play. 13 points, 7 rebounds for Isaac Johnson. It has been certainly a stretch that he has needed. One of the things we've talked about here over the course of the week is needing to see him be a little tougher, be a little more assertive at the rim. And you've seen that and more here in the last couple of possessions. Johnson will shoot one. Try to convert the three-point opportunity. Right foot right in front of the left. Free throw away. It's good. And he'll come out of the game for Yasi Toomey. Substitution brought to you by Dial Electric Supply. They see the light. 63-37. Hawaii with 11:46 remaining. Dinkins bounce pass right side wing. Jaden Winston guarded by Kerr. Will bounce at top of the arc to Jones. Quickly around left Roxborough near the low post for Isaac. Tries to go around Toomey baseline left to right. And he'll draw the Toomey whistle. His second. And free throws for Manhattan coming up as Winston will, or check that, Isaac will head to the line. That's another one of those plays that they have talked about where you're trying to make something out of what very little you have. And that's what Isaac tried to do going baseline. He had really nothing. He had no opportunity to get anything, just decided to lean in on contact and see if he could try to get something out of it, which he ultimately would with 2 free throws. First of 2, off the right rim, no good. Isaac is Manhattan's leading scorer with 12 points. He has 16 career double-doubles. Knocks down the second. He's not close to a double-double here. He's got 13 points and 4 rebounds. 63-38 Hawaii as the Bows break the full court press with 11:25 remaining. Near side wing, Kerr has it. Tried to look toward the low block in Myers, and that was taken right away by Terrence Jones. Hawaii's got now 7 turnovers on this game. Jones goes coast to coast. It goes high off the backboard, misses off the front rim, but Toomey right away picks up his 3rd foul. And right back to the line will go the Jaspers. Jones, a grad student from Trenton, New Jersey, spent 4 years at Norfolk State. Made 8 starts last year. Knocks down the first free throw. Scored 7 on Wednesday against Utah Tech. He's got 3 here. Second foul shot. Good. And it's 63-40. Hawaii well ahead. 11:13 to go. But Manhattan still putting up full court pressure. Hunkin-Clater beats it with the dribble across the timeline. And will settle Manhattan into its man defense. Hunkin-Clater finds Toomey. High slot left. Go across right to Myers. Quick 15-footer from Myers. That spins off the rim. Rebound grab by Dinkins. Dinkins on the run. Right side behind the back dribble. Retreats out. He's got Kerr on him. Bounce pass near side for Isaac. Leaning in on Toomey. Hesitates. Goes up. And before the shot, he is fouled. Manhattan arguing the shot should count. And they will. They'll count the basket. And the foul's on Toomey. 4 on Toomey. And free throws here, or 1 free throw for Anthony Isaac. John Gallagher was very adamant in saying to the official, that should count, give it the continuation, and they did. Toomey out, Hunkin-Clater out, Myers out, Erickson, Finlinson, and Johnson all back in. The free throw off the right rim misses for Isaac. And Isaac Finlinson comes up with the rebound. 63-42, Hawaii by 21 with 10:39 to play. Dinkins trying to steal the ball away from Erickson. He can't do it. Has the ball twisting off of Johnson's screen right. Erickson skip past left corner for Gitas Namiksha. Back out high left for Erickson. Now top of the arc to Kerr. He drives, and we will get a whistle and an offensive foul, a moving screen. That's going to be called against Hawaii. And Erickson doesn't believe it. The officials are going to talk this over. Was this a moving screen, or did these players kind of stumble and collide with one another? They're going to change the call. It's an off-the-ball push, and that's going to go against Jaden Winston, who just picked up his 4th. Yeah, it was Winston and it was Finlinson who were kind of colliding with one another right of the free throw line. The initial call was off the ball screen. That was an offensive foul, but they say the exact opposite, and it's a good job by the officials to communicate with one another and ultimately change the call. So Winston's got to come out with his 4 fouls, and freshman Karan Elliott from Baltimore, Maryland enters the game. Hawaii will inbound baseline right near side. Erickson throws it in right wing. Kerr hesitates, drives baseline on Elliott, comes back out with the bounce. Johnson wants it. They'll lob it to him at the post. Johnson leaning on Isaac, turning, has help, throws up a 2-hand shot. That's good, point blank. Had a defender in front of him and a defender behind, and Johnson was still able to throw it in. 65-42, 10:07 remaining. Dinkins finds Isaac, jump stop, left-hander off the glass, too easy, slipping through 2 Hawaii defenders to make it 65-44. We're halfway through the second period. Erickson stops his dribble, hands off to Kerr, coming to the ball. Now high side left is Finlinson. To the elbow right, Johnson. Fakes the jumper, finds Namiksha, trying to find Namiksha, slashing through left, and he's grabbed. Frazier Roxborough picks up his first foul. And that's the 17th foul, so Hawaii will go to the free throw line the rest of the way, this being 1-1. That's Roxborough, who got his arm kind of on the back, it looked like, of Namiksha. Gitas, 7 points, 4 rebounds, Front end of the 1-and-1 is no good off the back rim. Roxborough the rebound. 65-44. Quickly ahead is Manhattan. They almost got a shot away, but they didn't have the space to do it. Dinkins, right of the lane, leads at the low post, turning, nowhere to go, bounces it to Isaac, trying to go around. Johnson stuffs him. Loose ball goes to Nemekship. Johnson, a big block. Erickson comes the other way, high left side. Not a lot of spacing. Johnson at the angle, fakes from three. Now finds Erickson top of the arc. Uses a Johnson pick. Johnson looks inside. They want to get to Nemekship. They'll skip it instead left. Kerr in the corner. Jab step. Now drives. Kerr in the lane. Bounce pass baseline. Johnson steps back with the dribble. Long three. That's good. Isaac Johnson. You know he's feeling it when the 7-footer steps back with the dribble and launches the three. 68-44, 8:55 remaining. Dinkins pull-up 15-footer is good to quiet the crowd for a moment. 68-46 with 8:47 to go. Isaac Johnson now 19 points. They'll set the screen for Erickson, who rolls off in right hand lane. That's good, and one. And right now, Isaac Johnson's hands are in a little bit of everything. Roxborough's second foul. His hands are in on the block. His hands were in on the three. His hands were in on the screen. And Erickson a chance for a free throw. Isaac Johnson's tied his career high, by the way, with 19 points after that last three. That was back in his time at Utah State. Free throw away from Erickson is good. 71-46, 25-point advantage with 8:38 remaining. Dinkins will jog ahead, guarded by Hunkin Clater. Works over a double screen, keeps the dribble. Dinkins hesitates from three, drives, leads on Hunkin Clater, back out for Isaac. His triple away, off the short rim, bounces twice, misses. Dre Bullock with the rebound. And Hunkin Clater will come ahead. Watch for Johnson, sets the screen. Hunkin Clater uses it, steps back, will take a 17-foot jump shot, misses. Rebound loose in the lane, Isaac's got it, bounces it off his foot. It goes out of bounds. It will head back to Hawaii. With 8:09 to play. Manhattan's coach John Gallagher is asking who the ball's out on. Does he want to challenge? He's looking at his bench. He's going to call for the review. Okay. So Manhattan's going to ask for a review of this play on the out-of-bounds call. That the call on the floor was that it was off of Anthony Isaac. And we'll see a couple of looks here in just a second to see if that call's correct. Coach Gallagher took him a little while to really argue it. But his bench didn't say much. He just kind of said, you know what the heck? Might as well review it. That's what they're doing here with 8:09 in the half. And down by 25. Review's over. And they've been charged a timeout because they lost the challenge. So, call is upheld. It will be Hawaii ball when we come back after this break. 8:09 to go. Hawaii 71, Manhattan 46. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
When you feel like Vegas, there's just one place to stay. Grab a drink at the Holo Holo Bar. There's just one place to play. We got a fresh, hot look, a new sports book. We got those local meals, just like Auntie cooks. Aloha spoken here.
Get back to Vegas with Vacations Hawaii. Airfare, hotel, meals, and transfers just $8.99.
Sports teaches valuable lessons, and through hard work and determination, you can shine in the business world. Hear great sports and financial stories that empower you to win. Dell Fujinaka, managing partner of Hoku Legacy Holdings, will help you live and leave your legacy through unbiased wealth strategies that will help you offensively and defensively with your finances. Hoku Legacy Holdings, each Wednesday at 9 a.m. on CBS 1500, following Wake Up Today.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Hawaii 71, Manhattan 46, 8:09 to go. The timeout that was just taken was the timeout on the lost challenge. Manhattan tried to challenge that last play that was called out of bounds off of Anthony Isaac. The review was unsuccessful. We just got to see the look on the monitor a short time ago. Isaac lost the ball. Initially, it bounced off the back of the left foot of Gitas Namiksha, but it ricocheted back off of Isaac and went out of bounds here to the near sideline near the Hawaii bench. Hence the call from the officials being correct. Also important was because that was Manhattan's last timeout. So the Jaspers have no timeouts remaining if they were to need it in the final 8:09. Keep in mind, this is a 25-point advantage, and it would take a lot for Manhattan to come back from that. But we have seen Hawaii have some lapses defensively, and it would take some of that for that to happen. You got Elliott, Roxborough, Jones, Isaac, and Dinkins, the 5 on the floor for Manhattan. Inbound goes into Hunter Erickson, who hands it back to Aaron Hunkin-Clater, who gets between the circles. Chest pass, far wing, Bullock. Back to high left, Hunkin-Clater. Near side, Erickson. Thought about the 3, into the corner, Bullock instead. Back to Erickson, around top for Hunkin-Clater. Timer down to 6. 5, left wing, Bullock for 3. That's short, long rebound, out of bounds. 2 Manhattan players looked at it. Both watched it go out of bounds, far sideline. Isaac and Jones both let it go. And back to Hawaii with a fresh 20 on the timer. Lubicic and Winston in. Dinkins and Isaac leave. Hawaii has Namiksha, Bullock, Hunkin-Clater, Erickson, and Johnson, the 5 on the floor. Erickson, the high post right, Namiksha skips left wing for Bullock. He'll dribble to the short corner, kicks right, Erickson, touch pass up top to Hunkin-Clater with 9. Drives left, floats up a 2. That's no good off the back rim. Rebound Lubicic, and the outlet goes near side for Winston. He's got a 1-on-2. Winston has a trailer behind him, doesn't find him. He'll try to take Erickson off the bounce, now thinks better of it. Moves it across the floor right for Terrence Jones. Jones off a Lubicic screen. Keeps it. Dishes right wing for Elliott. He goes baseline. Pull up 13-footer off the back rim. Rebound tipped. Johnson's got it. And gives it up for Aaron Hunkin-Clater. That's rebound number 8 for Isaac Johnson. 2 rebounds away from a double-double. Johnson, angle right. Triple try. Yes! And that's the career high for Isaac Johnson. 22 points. Hawaii's up 74-46. 6:55 to go. That was all nylon. He didn't need to move. Near side, Jaden Winston for Manhattan. 1-on-1 with Hunkin-Clater. Trying to take him off the drive. Gets in the paint. Running 13-footer. Way off the mark left. Johnson's got the rebound. His 9th. 22-9 for Isaac Johnson. He's 2 rebounds away from tying his career high. Hunkin-Clater leaning inside the arc for Johnson. Low post. Turns baseline up. Right-hand hook. No good. Rebound grabbed by Roxborough for Manhattan. 74-46 Hawaii with 6:21 remaining. Jones off a pick. Steps back top of the arc. He's got Johnson on a mismatch. Jones hesitating with the dribble. Floats a left-hander by him off the glass. No. There's rebound number 10 for Johnson. There's the double-double. Now comes Erickson. Skip pass right. Hunkin-Clater won't take the 3. One hands to Johnson. He'll try, and he'll hit! You've got to be kidding me! Isaac Johnson is 4 for 4 from outside the property line. 77-46. And the chops begin. 5:49 to go. Winston to answer. Can't do it. And there's rebound number 11 for Johnson. Ties his career high. 77-46. 5:40 to go. And this arena is in the grasp of the big fish. Hunkin-Clater finds him top of the arc. Won't launch. Now he will. And he won't hit. This time off the right side rim. And an offense or a loose ball foul, I beg your pardon, is going to be called here on Hawaii. And that's going to go on Namiksha. That's the most fun this building has had all year long. And we're only just a couple of weeks in. But wow. Jalen Myers going to come in for Namiksha. You see Toomey's going to come in. Let's take a listen to this hand here for the big fish. Some standing, applauding the effort from the big 7-footer. 25 points, 11 rebounds. My goodness. It is a big Hawaii advantage, 77-46. Into the game for the first time, Omari Moore for Manhattan. Dishes it off right for Dinkins. Pass out of the reach of Lubicic. Here comes Toomey to the rim in transition. He's able to lay it in. 79-46 Hawaii as we near the 5-minute mark of the second half, and the Bows have turned this one up. It is an 11-0 run for Hawaii over the last 3.5 minutes. High right side, Dinkins holding it. Guarded by Hunkin-Clater over a Lubicic screen. Dinkins steps back, high left. He'll drive on Hunkin-Clater again. Throws up a 2. Misses off the glass. Rebound, Toomey. He's running. Bounces it ahead for Myers. Myers right of the lane. Pushed on the way up. Misses the 2. Loose ball. Lubicic trying to control, and he does. Surprised there wasn't a whistle there as Myers is going in against contact. Elliott trying to go to the rim on the other end, right to left. He's fouled on his way up as Aaron Hunkin-Clater picks up his second foul. So, let's gather our breath here for a moment. Isaac Johnson, 25 points. That's a career high. 11 rebounds for Isaac Johnson, ties his career high. Thing is, with 4:34, do you even bring him back? Given that this is a 33-point lead. Elliott's free throw. That's good. And maybe a sign that the answer is probably going to be no, is that Hawaii's gone back to the bench. Hunkin-Clater and Bullock will leave. Kerr is back, and so is A.J. Economo for Hawaii. Economo, the sophomore from Santa Monica, California. Elliott's second is in, and it's 79-48. Hawaii by 31, 4:34 remaining. Boy, what a last 5 minutes. Hawaii has really amped things up here. Kerr off of one screen, top of the arc for Toomey. Takes the dribble handoff, dribbles to the low block defender, goes down. We got another collision in the post, and that's Jackson Delaney, who's been called for the foul. He and Toomey getting together. Delaney's first, and Toomey to the free throw line. This trip to the free throw line brought to you by Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union for life. And the official's going to ask, he was asked by the coach to see if Jackson Delaney was okay after taking a shot to the face. Hunter Erickson comes out. Isaac Finlinson is back in. Front end of the 1-and-1 for Toomey is good. And it's 80-48. I guess everybody forgot that it was 1-and-1. It was not an and-one. So one more. Look, everybody's energetic at this point. Why not get some more running and up and down the floor? Toomey's second. Good. And it's 81-48. Hawaii by 33 with 4:14 remaining. And now Hawaii putting on some three-quarter court pressure. Elliott will break it, and the Bows sag into a 2-3 zone. Elliott, walking dribble, goes high right for Asir Miguel. Near side, Moore. Head of the wing, Elliott. Bounces it out for Moore, and again to Elliott at the wing. 7 to shoot. Elliott to the right side, Moore. Hesitates with the dribble. Twists, lost it, travels. Manhattan's gone to 4 of their 5 off the bench with Lubicic still out there. Hawaii has gone into cruise control. 3:50 to play. Hawaii 81, Manhattan 48. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Aloha, Kanoa Leahy here, and I am thrilled to tell you about Kahala. Kahala Aloha shirts are stories of our island home. Stylish, comfortable, designed by local artists, Kahala has been part of our ohana since 1936. As a proud partner of Let's Talk Sports, we encourage you to wear the original Aloha shirt that generations have loved. Pick one up for yourself at one of Kahala's 6 stores island-wide, or you can visit them online at kahala.com.
This UH sports season, stay cool and go green with Malona Ice Cream. Malona's creamy, refreshing bars are the perfect treat for every Bows fan. And now, you can enjoy Malona's new pina colada flavor, available exclusively in Hawaii. Whether you're watching from the stands or cheering from home, beat the heat and treat yourself to Malona. Find your favorite flavors at Costco, Foodland, Safeway, and 7-Eleven stores. Go green and enjoy Malona, the coolest way to cheer on the Bows.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
3:50 to play. Hawaii is moments away from a third consecutive win, an 81-48 advantage here on the Manhattan Jaspers. While we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
ESPN Honolulu is Hawaii's sports leader. KKEA Honolulu, 1420 AM and 92.7 FM. Part of the IO family of companies.
Josh Pacheco and our great team here from Manoa. If you're wondering why this game is still going, well, we started a little bit later than scheduled because of the double overtime game between Utah Tech and Mississippi Valley State. But you know what? It's been worth the wait because we have seen one of the career-remembering performances for Isaac Johnson and really the breakout night for the 7-footer in what has been now a runaway second half. Hawaii outscoring Manhattan by 19 here in this second 20. Kerr running the point for Hawaii in this possession to Toomey, angle left. Finlandson now at the wing into the post. Myers, who squares on his man Delaney. Myers backing in, pushed back near the free throw line. Kicks out left wing. Kerr back up top. Economo. Economo drives and dishes to the baseline. Finds Finlandson leading in for two. That's good. Give Economo the assist, and it is 83-48. Manhattan has not hit a field goal in over 5 minutes. 3:21 left to play. Delaney between the circles. Pass near wing for Asir Miguel, who one-hands it right side, deflected by Toomey. Toomey on the run, one-on-one. Toomey leaning, stumbling to the ground and traveling. And Michael Lawler right in front of him to challenge him on the way to the rim. But Toomey, it's not the first time we've seen him try to go coast to coast. That time Lawler was the last line of defense to keep him from getting a couple of points. 3:03 to go, 83-48. Miguel one-hands it up top, Lawler. Dribble handoff right for Karan Elliott. Near side, Jones gets it to the left corner. Pass deflected out of Miguel's hands, loose, and taken away by Hawaii. The steal from Myers. Up ahead, Kerr finds Finlandson. Finlandson tried to throw it across for Toomey, deflected in the air, loose on the floor, and the Jaspers come up with it for the moment, did Miguel, but he and Economo getting together, and Economo is going to be called for the loose ball foul. Just trying to get the loose change. And AJ picks up his first. Both teams in the bonus with 2:39 remaining. 83-48 Hawaii advantage. Asir Miguel from Madrid, a freshman at 6'5", 185 pounds, misses the front end of the 1-and-1, and Toomey comes up with his 5th rebound. 9 points, 5 rebounds for Toomey. And off the bench has been good here. He's averaged 10 off the bench in the Outrigger Rainbow Classic. Toomey, top of the arc. Dribble handoff right for Finlandson, who lost the ball on the floor, and they gave it away. Elliott the other way. A left-handed jam as Myers was late to get down the floor. And it's 83-50. 2:11 left to go. Hawaii has played everybody except for Hunter Carter. And speak of him, he's headed to the scorer's table as we get a deflection here right near the free throw line, and the foul going to be called on Manhattan's Michael Lawler, which is his second. So the freshman Hunter Carter is going to come in here right around these free throws as Toomey heads back to the foul line. Yassine Toomey trying to get into double digits for a second consecutive game. Free throw good, and he does. 84-50. And Carter comes in. Finlandson comes out. So everybody here has played. Finlandson off the bench tonight with 14 points and 6 rebounds. Toomey, second free throw, spins off the front rim. Hawaii by 34, 84-50 with under 2 to go. Manhattan would love to see some work, some extended work here from its reserve 5. Right side, Moore with the dribble. Crosses over to the free throw line. Jumper over Toomey off the short rim. Myers comes down with the rebound, his first, and he'll bring it up the floor himself. Myers left of the lane, ripped out of his hands, and the ball's going to go out of bounds. Last touched by Michael Lawler. So Carter, Myers, Economo, Kerr, Toomey, the 5 on the floor, and the retro whites for UH. Carter looking to inbound, and before he can, a foul away from the ball, movement. Omari Moore picks up his first foul, and it's going to be Economo who will head to the free throw line. Talked to him before the game on Wednesday as he misses the first free throw, and I asked him about his first career points, and I said, did you think about it at the time that it was your first career points? And he said, no, hadn't really come to mind in the moment. Just thought, breaking the seal, nothing much of it. It helps when your first points in an exhibition game also come in the same year. which it did in things that Chaminade game. 85-50 off the second make. 1:25 to go. Miguel for three, right corner, misses. Offensive rebound, Lawler brings it out for Elliott, who drives. Underhand lane left side, no good. Trying to go around the rim, but he is drawing the fifth foul on Yacine Toomey. Solid night for Toomey outside of the fouls. He finishes with 10 points and 5 rebounds in just 10 minutes. But he was active and showed his ability to go up and down the floor, trying to work the break himself at times. Toomey put in a lot of energy. Elliott, free throw, misses the first as that rims out right. Karan Elliott, his uncle Jaswin, played at George Washington in Hampton. Was in a developmental professional league for a little while. Second free throw rattles out. Rebound to Isaac Finlinson. 1:15 to go. 85-50 Hawaii. Kerr drilling one-on-one. Gets a late Myers pick. He'll get in the lane. Drives and kicks for Finlinson. Fakes the left corner triple. Back out up top to Economo and now Kerr. Kerr in the lane. Stumbles. Gets the lay-in. They're going to wave it off. Foul before the shot. And that's going to be on Omari Moore. His second. Well, he's trying to ask the question, shouldn't that count? Giannis is giving the review sign. You can't review that. But Kerr will go to the free throw line and he'll shoot 2 with 64 ticks left. First one off the rim and outright. 85-50. Wow. Second for Kerr. Good. 86-60. Kerr now with 9 points. 1 minute remaining. High right side. Elliott gets to the near angle, takes a three, knocks it down over Kerr. 86-53, 55 seconds remaining. So Elliott's been getting some good run as a freshman, is making the most of it. Kerr finds Hunter Carter dribbling high right. Carter inside the arc, finds Myers at the angle, jabs with the left foot. Now pulls up for a 17-footer. Misses off the left iron. Elliott the rebound. Down to 31 seconds to go. Elliott, left corner, finds a wide open man. And that is Moore who hits the three left corner. 86-56, 28 and a half remaining. Shot clock is off. All Hawaii needs to do is get it across midcourt. And they will as Manhattan backs off its full court pressure. And Jalen Myers just has to stand there with the basketball. Hawaii's going to improve to 3-1, and while at times it was a little bit frustrating, Isaac Johnson, the big fish, making a big splash, helping Hawaii dash to a big finish. Hawaii 86, Manhattan 56. The Bows are 3-1. And we'll look for an Outrigger Rainbow Classic Championship coming up tomorrow night. You had a great bench effort from Isaac Finlinson, who put up 14 points and grabbed 7 rebounds. You had contributions from a lot of different places. But at the end of the day, the contribution that spurned the most volume from the largest crowd of the year, 2,349, came from the abilities and the effort of Isaac Johnson, who I know everybody's going to talk to here in the postgame. But this was the kind of statement that I think a lot of people were wanting to see from Hawaii going into this Outrigger Rainbow Classic. You think of the teams that they were going up against and the expectations that were being put up for this team against the opponents. The expectations really weren't just about, well, can you win these games? It was more along the lines of, you should win these games. And then it became a part of, well, how well do you win these games? And yeah, these have been kind of blowout wins when you look at it. But the way this was done here in the second half showed maybe the promise and potential of what Hawaii can be when everything is just clicking. And for a good stretch of time in that second half, it clicked, and it clicked well. 86-56, Hawaii over Manhattan. The post-game report when we return. You're listening to Hawaii Basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Do you hear that? That is the sound of BMW performance without a single piston or cylinder. A generation of all-electric vehicles designed and built like no other. The BMW iX, i7, and i4 revolutionize every drive into a thrilling opportunity to feel the pure rush of BMW 100% electric. But isn't that what you'd expect from the ultimate electric driving machine?
Find your BMW today with a test drive at BMW of Honolulu.
Aloha from Waiakea. As a proud corporate sponsor of University of Hawaii Athletics, we're committed to keeping our athletes and fans hydrated with delicious volcanic water straight from the Big Island. Rooted in Hawaiian values, we believe in honoring the Aina, land, supporting our community, and living with aloha in everything we do. You can find us at most stores across the islands or learn more at waiakea.com. Live aloha, drink Waiakea.
For over 100 years, Aloha United Way has tackled Hawaii's biggest challenges, connecting local people to critical resources. Together with our partner agencies, Aloha United Way has helped families, supported our keiki, and empowered financial stability across Hawaii. We invite you to carry the spirit forward at auw.org/donate. Together, we can shape a brighter future for all of Hawaii. Brought to you by Aloha United Way, aired by the Hawaii Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Want to take control of your money and build real wealth? Join Hawaii Business Magazine Saturday, November 22nd at Punahou School for Money Matters 2025, presented by Hawaii State Federal Credit Union. This all-day financial conference features award-winning financial journalist and best-selling author Jean Chatzky, who will share strategies on how to grow your wealth. Breakout sessions such as Getting Started, Mind Over Matter, Getting Back on Track, or Retirement Planning. Seats are limited. Register today at hawaiibusiness.com.
At Fort Ruger Market, they fit in your everyday lifestyle. If it's spam musubis or mini bentos for the youth game, or takeout family meals for the busy parent, Fort Ruger Market is there with the delicious plate lunch and poke. With every day 10% discounts for firefighters, EMS, and law enforcement, or Military Mondays and Senior Tuesdays 60 and over. Fort Ruger Market. You bring the family, they'll bring the food.
College football on ESPN Radio. Third-ranked and undefeated Texas A&M welcome the South Carolina Gamecocks to College Station for a critical SEC showdown.
Texas A&M is still the best in the metrics. They're still better than Ohio State and Indiana in the metrics, no matter how you weight them.
On ESPN Honolulu, 92.7 FM and 1420 AM, Hawaii sports leader. Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
Hawaii 86, Manhattan 56, a 30-point win for the Rainbow Warriors after, at times, what felt like a little bit of sloppy play here and there. Defensively, saw some lapses from time to time, but Hawaii's offense certainly turned the game upside its head, especially that midway point of the second half. And Manhattan at that point could not turn it around. Hawaii with a big way to finish this game. Let's go through the final numbers here. Hawaii shoots 43.9% from the floor. Better in the second half, shooting just under 52%. Bows hit 9 threes. You can guess who had their hands in a lot of them. Isaac Johnson, who we'll talk more about here in a little bit. 19 of 26 from the free throw line. One of Hawaii's better jobs from the charity stripe. But it was Isaac Johnson's night. 25 points, a career high. 11 rebounds ties his career high. Goes 9 of 14 from the floor. 4 of 5 from outside the arc. I mean, he hit his first 4, just missed the last one. And it was a perfect 3 of 3 from the free throw line. It was one of those highlight kind of nights that you don't often see from a 7-footer in this building. But this was one of those that will be very, very hard to duplicate. And Johnson made it worthwhile for the over 2,000 that were here to see it. But equally as important for Hawaii, I guess you could say, was the work from Hawaii's bench. You didn't get a lot tonight from Dre Bullock. 9 points is kind of a low night for him, but the bench was active and active often. 14 for Isaac Finlinson to go along with 7 rebounds. And then you see Toomey. This is the best game we've seen from Toomey here in his early time as a Rainbow Warrior. 10 points for Toomey, 5 rebounds, 2 of 3 shooting. He was 6 of 8 from the free throw line. The bench put up 41 of Hawaii's 86. And then the rest of the way, Isaiah Kerr off the bench had 9 points, grabbed 3 rebounds. Gitas Namiksha off the bench had 7 points to go along with 5 boards. The other story that was kind of put to the side after what the story was kind of put to the side because of the way Isaac Johnson finished this game was the injury to Harry Ruliadef that was suffered, I want to say around 5 minutes-ish or so to go in the first half when Ruliadef made contact with the shoulder of a Manhattan player after getting a rebound, putting it back up and in. Ruliadef made contact with that player's shoulder, went down to the ground. He was taken to the locker room, was evaluated, came back out, but was deemed not to play in the second half, but was out on the bench supporting his teammates, chatting with his teammates, but not cleared to go. So I'm sure we may get an update more on Ruliadef's status tomorrow night when we all convene for the matchup with Utah Tech. But that was probably one of the few dampeners on this night because that meant, and given what Ruliadef did Wednesday night with his career high in scoring, that meant that somebody was going to have to step into that picture and pick up some of that slack in a lot of different areas, defensively, scoring, rebounding, and that's where you saw, I think, Toomey play a big part in that. Finlinson got a few more minutes because of that. Namiksha started the second half for Ruliadef, played 21 minutes and change. We saw a lot more of Isaiah Kerr, though, however, and Kerr certainly played a larger role in this game. But that will dampen things a little bit. Like I said, at some point tomorrow, we may get an idea of the potential status of Harry Ruliadef, who finished with 7 points and 4 rebounds in 12 minutes. The Jaspers offensively better in the second half still for a team that came in shooting 50% from the floor. They finished at 37.5. And we talked about during Rainbow Warrior Countdown that the numbers are a little exaggerated. I mean, they were averaging just under 96 points per game, shooting in a 50% clip. But the exaggeration in part was who they played. They had scored like 125 on a Division II school, put up 83 against USC, so that kept the numbers a little bit high. The shooting kept a little bit high. Some of that in this tournament has gone down to size. Their 2 lowest scoring outputs have come here in the last 2 days. The 79 against Utah Tech and then the 56 here against Hawaii. And they struggled from outside the arc, 4 of 11. Some of that, they got a couple in a row here in the last minute of the game. They were 2 for 9 up until about a minute to go. And then from the free throw line, again, the number for them was good. They were shooting 80% from the free throw line coming in. They go 10 of 20, a mean 50% from 15 feet away. What Hawaii did defensively was a little bit of a mixed bag if you think about it. There was a lot of backdoor cuts. There were a few areas where Hawaii's defense fell asleep in Manhattan's half-court offense, and a couple of times, too, where Hawaii was a little bit late on the transition. You see a couple of guys kind of cutting through, getting right to the rim with some easy baskets. Outside of that, the big effort, and Hawaii's always prided itself on this, the effort when Hawaii goes up against a team's top scorer or second best scorer. And this is years in the making, looking for that lockdown defender who will silence a team's best scorer. Jaden Winston was that guy for Manhattan tonight, averaging 17 points per game, but having to go up against Erickson and a mixture of others he was held to a season low 6 points with 3 assists, and he only got 9 shots off in just about 32 minutes. Winston was 2 of 9. And for a guy who came in 92% from the free throw line and was a good free throw shooter in general in his career, 2 of 6. Not the kind of Jaden Winston-like numbers. Devin Dinkins was the other guy that Hawaii said that they were certainly worried about needing to put a good individual defensive effort on. Dinkins came in averaging under 15 points per game. He finishes 2 of 8 with 6 points. Did turn the ball over 4 times, did have 4 assists, but he was forced to fight for everything he could get. Same with Winston. Roxburgh was coming off of a career high on Wednesday when he scored 19 points. Roxburgh finishes up with 5, 9 rebounds, shot 2 of 8 in just over 30 minutes. So Hawaii did its job. The one guy that really had a night was Anthony Isaac, who bested his season high with 17 tonight in just over 18 and a half minutes, when 8 of 14, grabbed 4 rebounds. His previous season high was 16 against USC. He bests that by 1, and they had to put a lot on his shoulders because Eric Oliver Bush was in foul trouble, and they really did not get much from Marko Lubicic. So Isaac, the 6'6 junior from Brooklyn, New York, made himself someone that deserved to stay in the game, and he did, as the only player who was in double digits in scoring for the Jaspers. 7 for Karan Elliott, 6 for Devin Dinkins, 6 for Winston, 6 for Eric Oliver Bush, 5 for Roxborough. Final 86-56, Hawaii over Manhattan. We'll hear from Hawaii head coach Eran Ganot coming up. We've also got our play of the game, our player of the game. Spoiler alert, it's all the same person. That's coming up here on the postgame. Bows by 30, 86-56 over the Manhattan Jaspers. This is Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
From pads and rotors to shocks and struts, coming to a full stop should never mean your business does too. At Napa, we are the pros that know brakes and suspension better than anyone. So when others are grinding their gears, our premium parts and exceptional service deliver results. Whether you're operating a local shop or managing a national fleet, Napa has exactly what you need, when and where you need it. Get the brake and suspension parts you're looking for right now at Napa.
Napa know-how.
Aloha, this is Justin Rivera, Market Director of Store Operations from Napa Auto Parts, Hawaii. I was born and raised here, so I get how much cars mean to us. They're more than just transportation. They're a part of our everyday lives. That's why I'm proud to work at Napa, where we treat every customer like family and make sure you find exactly what you need to keep your car running strong. Whether it's a new battery, brakes, or that one part you've been searching for, stop by one of our Napa stores and we'll be glad to help you. Mahalo.
One of the worst things about lung cancer is not knowing you have it. Typically, symptoms of this deadly disease don't show up until the cancer is at a point that may be harder to treat. That's why screening to detect lung cancer is so important. If you're 50 to 80 years old and you're a current smoker or quit in the past 15 years, talk to your doctor about screening. For more information, go to hawaiipacifichealth.org/cancer centers.
Do you hear that? That is the sound of BMW performance without a single piston or cylinder. A generation of all-electric vehicles designed and built like no other. The BMW iX, i7, and i4 revolutionize every drive into a thrilling opportunity to feel the pure rush of BMW 100% electric. But isn't that what you'd expect from the ultimate electric driving machine?
Find your BMW today with a test drive at BMW of Honolulu.
Did you know emotional symptoms are common after a concussion? Anxiety, sadness, irritability? These feelings can make everyday life harder after a head injury. And if you've had emotional struggles before, recovery could take even longer. That's why it's so important to recognize and understand these symptoms are a normal part of healing. If you need help, contact a medical professional. Learn more at hawaiiconcussion.com. This message was brought to you by Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program, HCAM.
Aloha from Waiakea. As a proud corporate sponsor of University of Hawaii Athletics, we're committed to keeping our athletes and fans hydrated with delicious volcanic water straight from the Big Island. Rooted in Hawaiian values, we believe in honoring the Aina, land, supporting our community, and living with aloha in everything we do. You can find us at most stores across the islands or learn more at waiakea.com. Live aloha, drink Waiakea.
Hawaii basketball on ESPN Honolulu.
All right, final here from Banco Arena at Stan Sheriff Center, 86-56. The Bows over Manhattan. Hawaii head coach Ron Gannat sitting next to me. This was a game that it seemed like there were like various different emotions. There was a little bit of frustration defensively, I think, in the first half. It didn't seem like you saw the rhythm that you wanted, but it seemed like about midway through the second half is where everything started to turn the way you wanted it to.
Well, I think, again, it's a good quality. I love the way we come out of the gates, and the starting group is setting the tone. That's why they're starting. And, you know, I wish we had more separation early. We had a lot of respect for them. You don't want to, you know, when you can really separate, you want to. And just the big thing was finishing at the rim in the first half. The defense has always been good, but we're stingy. Like, we don't want any lapses, and we had a couple there, especially at the end. But I love the way we started the first half. Love the way we finished the half. It's another game we separated. And then after the first kind of 3 or 4 minutes of the second half, we played really well balanced on both ends.
You know, we got to talk about Isaac Johnson. Career high 25 points, tied his career high in rebounds with 11, the 4 threes. That run in the second half that he had, as a coach, you're watching him. He's starting to take those threes. You're seeing him a little more assertive at the rim. He had the tip back dunk. You're seeing that and you're thinking what?
Well, even after the game, Scott was asking me, and it's like, I'm at every practice. We know he can shoot. And you've seen it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some guys who can shoot well for their position and some guys who are just good shooters. And that's a shooter at any position. And he works on it. When we do our shooting with the guard, he shoots the threes. And we wanted him to play inside out and take what the defense gives him. You know, he was settling early in the year, started a roll, which established, and now he's a top cover because now they adjust to the post catches and the rolls, and now here come the open pops. And it was fun to watch. Like, these guys have been pretty unselfish. It's a different guy on a different night. He's having these breakthroughs and playing more of a leading role, and it's been really nice to see. And he's put in the work. Most people we talked about, a lot of guys who've had him before are saying, man, he's in really good shape. He's really worked hard. And it's nice to see him rewarded for that. And obviously our team has been rewarded for that.
Yeah, and a lot of it too, you know, when he's getting some of those opportunities inside, there's a lot of movement offensively. And I know that's something that you were trying to really break down their defense. He's finding himself, whether it's outside or in. There are some pockets around him that he was able to work with.
Yeah, and I think it's, again, the different guys who can attack. We have to navigate some foul trouble, obviously, with Hunter, Erickson, and then, you know, we're down a guy already, and Harry went down, and Dre was kind of laboring a little bit at times. And so it speaks to what we've said going in. It speaks to our depth, but I would like to have them all there still. Like, you're showing your depth when guys are out. It'd be nice to have them all in. But we're going to continue to control what we can control.
But I think, speaking to your post play, Toomey in double figures for the second consecutive night off the bench, and showing the ability to not be afraid to get up and down the floor. He gets a steal or he gets a long rebound. He wants to run it himself. Not always ideal, but showing his range as well.
Yeah, look, this is a guy who we call it, like, we're going to play. People always see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those days are over in some ways. A lot of times you need them in terms of running actions or something. But if we're going to play, let's say it's like Jenks back in the day. He was a hybrid 5. He can play inside and out. That's what Fish is. Well, you've seen, you know, is a playmaker. He's a passer. He's a good ball handler, and hopefully he can, you know, attack guys off the bounce, and he has length, and he can finish around the rim. And, you know, he's been working. Here's what's really cool to see. He missed free throws in the first couple games. So he either whines and complains about it or goes to work. Nobody's put in more work. And I know he wanted the last free throw back, and then he was 6 for 7. It makes him a different cover. And if people want to play off of him because of his shooting, then he'll thread the needle with his passing. So we're still emerging, but it's nice to see those guys continue to get better.
One of the things that you pride your teams on is guarding the best scorer on the opponent's side. And every time that has happened, you go back to James on Wednesday, you silence him for a quiet night. The 2 top scorers for Manhattan combined, 12 points, and they came in averaging much more than that. That's a big win.
Oh, it's huge. Like, and look, we always tell our guys, point of attack. It can be a different guy on their team. And, you know, in this team, their 4-man, we stepped up and guarded their